midfield, there's no doubt about that. As I said, Macari and Wiley, a big ruck battle, and both midfields very strong. Good to see Jared Grant starting up on the wing position. That man needs to have a massive impact for Frankston if they're any chance today. I've been very disappointed from the 2 occasions I've seen them this year with his performances.
We absolutely paid out on him last time.
He really needs to lift and give his side 100% if there are going to be any chances today, boys. There's no doubt about that. Umpires just waiting for players. Well, players are in position.
Have been for 3 or 4 minutes.
Just waiting for the goal umpires to get their flags into the posts and be ready to go. As I said, the wind blowing down hard to the Ken Lions Pavilion end of the ground. That's where Frankston Bombers going to be cooking at the start of the game. As the ball's in the middle of the ground, it'll be Wiley and it'll be Macari. As I said, big battle today. Macari wins that one straight down towards Harnett. First clearance for Harnett, already on top of it. Quick kick up to the top of the square, and Fox! Sam Fox, looks like Liam Harris is going to have the job on him today, but just does some great body work, nudges his opponent under the ball, takes a mark about 15 straight in front.
Just too strong in air, then Locke just well done, worked his player off the ball, great start.
Yep. We're discussing with this, what do you reckon that line is, 40 metres tops?
Yeah, she's a small bloody ground, Bossy.
It is a small ground, but that's going to be a big advantage for forwards today, there's no doubt about that.
Wind problem.
Sam Fox has the opportunity to get first blood for Frankston Bombers. Normally a beautiful kick of the footy. Sets the ball sail now. It looks a bit left. It is. Goes through for a minor score. So not what the Bombers were looking to start off with, but positive signs with Alex Harnett getting his hands on a footy nice and early. Boys, that wind just picking up more and more. Really blowing massive favours down to Ken Lions Pavilion. So whoever's kicking to this end of the ground, there's no doubt that they're going to have to take advantage of that, as we've looks like we've lost a ball over the back fence there, Broads.
Ball's gone over the fence, so it's more delay in play, but what can you do?
Probably time to grab some nets up the back there, I would have thought.
Well, there's some houses very close, back fences very close. I reckon they've got a few balls on display there.
Yep, I reckon back in my junior days we lost a couple of size 2 synthetics Sharons over the back there.
You like to keep your balls on display?
Oh, what are you getting at there, Shortbutt?
Well, you've got quite a few game footballs, I believe.
I do have quite a few game footballs. As McMahon to bring the ball back in for Eddie Asp. Goes with a short one into Maguire, looks to move it on quickly to Lockie Batten. Very handy play to have back in either Fale's side. Goes with a kick up towards Mannix, gets wrapped up. The umpire said he threw it. So it'll be Jason Kingsbury to receive the free kick. He's about probably 50 out from goal, but outside of the arc well and truly. He looks comfortable from the distance though, so he's going to set sail. He definitely didn't get all of that. It's going to fall short at the top of the square. Mustin flies, fist from the back, really quickly on it. Snap around the corner, kicks a goal. Frankston draw first blood at Regents Park. They'll get a 1-1-7 to Edith Fales, no score yet to get past centre of the ground. You're listening to RWP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Hi, I'm Jack, and my dad is Pete from the Mornington and Rosebud Telstra stores. I just want to let you know, NBN is coming to the Mornington Peninsula, and all of our team are here to help.
Call us now on 1300 My Telstra. That's 1300 698 357.
So that wind already starting to play a big factor. Edith Vale really struggling to find an avenue out of there, because as soon as they sit that ball up in the air, it's going to hold up, and Frankston's centre-half forwards are going to have massive opportunities to mark there, and just great roving there from Greeley.
Yeah, absolutely, Locke. That's exactly right, mate. Just Greeley fall of the ball, fantastic.
So ball back in the middle, Macari and Wiley do the ruck work. Wiley wins this one, down to Macari though. Sutton comes through with some pace, great tackle, Lockie Batten. Umpire said play on, falls towards Mustin, couldn't pick it up. Batten comes through now, gets quickly wrapped up there by Sutton. The umpire to quickly to be on the whistle and come in and about centre-half forward for the Bombers. Throws the ball up now, again it'll be Macari and Wiley. Wiley wins that one over the top towards Johns. Johns couldn't come through with it, so I'll kick off the ground out towards the wing position. Longham first out to meet it. Handball to Boswood. Handball over the top then to Kingsbury. Looks up, he doesn't have much in front of him, so goes with a short one. Man comes through, picks it up, nice. Looks up towards centre-half forward Lamb. That man we touched on being back from VFL level. He's got a very strong set of hands. Takes a nice mark in front of Northover. He's been a good defender all year, Northover. It's going to be a big day for him. Lamb goes up towards full forward in Bowden coming out, but O'Carroll smart standing in that hole, takes a nice mark. Looks to move it on quickly, smothered off the boot by Monaghan. Gets wrapped up now, picked up by Bowden, can run into goal, set the ball sail and answers back for the Dales. He kicks there first at a quarter, 3 minutes and 50 seconds played into this first quarter. You're listening to RWP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Did you know that the Bendigo Community Bank branches support our local sporting clubs? Our sponsor, the Bendigo Community Bank branches in Rye, Dramana and now in Rosebud, are supporting the local community and putting the people back into banking.
So great work there by Sam Monaghan just to get that smother on top of Brian O'Carroll's kick as he went to switch it across the face of goal. And Bowden was on the end of it and got there first. So good answer for Edias. The ball back in the middle of the ground. Wiley doesn't fly against McCurry, so he wins it down easily to Harnett, who just puts the afterburners on. Kicks from about 60, pushes it right. We'll go through for a minor score. So Harnett, boys, I reckon he's probably won every clearance thus far.
Absolutely, just getting the job done, Lock.
He's an absolute monster of a man, about 6'2", and probably weighs about 95 kegs of pure muscle and has some sheer pace. So when he gets going, there's no stopping him. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be a tough day for the Dales midfielders. But we also know they've got some strong ones in Lockie Batten and Matty Clark when he goes through. So the ball in the square for the Dales, about to be brought back in there by Hanlon. He goes up towards half forward, sits it up in the air, it comes straight back at him, but well done Wiley to take a mark over the back. Quick handball to Steve Mannix. He's going up towards Tom Lamb, who's got strong hands, falls in front of him, no, nice fist by Northover, but Monaghan at the fall of the ball, handball over the top to Lamb, looks back, he's got Clark. So Clark about 60 out from goal, looks in short, he's got Batten, looks like he's moved forward. No, wasn't Batten, I think it's Monaghan there, takes a nice mark in front of his opponent in Sutton. Probably too far out to score, I suggest.
Given with what the wind's doing, Lock, you're absolutely right.
Very strong wind, there's no doubt about that. He's right over in front of the Rye Hotel scoreboard that reads Edithvale 1 straight 6 to Frankston's 1-2-8. We've played 5.5 minutes thus far in this first quarter. Going to be a tough kick with this wind, as you heard Short Pass say. But he's a good kick of the footy, is Sam Monaghan. He sets the ball sail now. It looks like it's working back. It looks like it's going to fall short. Players come to fist it through, couldn't. Quick kick out by Bedford. Clark stands at the 50 though, takes a nice mark in front of his opponent in Symes. He wants to run round. He judges new now, sells some candy. Sets the ball sail. It looks good off the boot. Does it have the journey? No. Fisted through nicely on the last line of defence there by Harnett.
Just holding up again then, Lock.
It is.
They're going to have to kick that little bit more.
They are. The wind's really, really strong, but good for Edias just to keep sniffing at this contest with the strong wind as Amalfi's got a thumping leg, goes up towards wing position over the back of all their heads. Fox at the fall of the ball, just taps it in front of Symes, puts the afterburners on, handball to Boswood, couldn't pick it up. Gives a handball back to Symes, who goes backwards to Sutton, looks inboard. He goes up towards an half forward. Mullins steps in, couldn't take the mark in front of his opponent. Handball back there to Charlie Martello, who puts the afterburners on, says see hello to Muston. Goes with a short one into O'Hanlon, who's got a good left peg, and no exceptions on that occasion, gives a nice short one into Lockie Batten.
So Batten's got it at half back. Frankston up by a point early stage of this game. There's a good tackle applied, but the ball comes free and it's Batten again who goes towards half forward, dropping short. The marker's been taken there for Frankston. They can run off and they go with a chain of hand passes. They bring the ball out towards the broadcast wing. Leading in the race to the ball there is the coach in Muston. Great hand pass by Bo Muston. Gets it to the speedster in Bedford, who lets himself down. He had a real opportunity there. It was a great hand pass. He knew Bedford was there, but he just had to get it to him, and he did it really well.
Just quickly, O'Carroll's he went for that big tackle on O'Hanlon, but got shrugged off. Loney's put the hand straight up for the stretcher.
He doesn't look good, Lock.
No, he looks to be in a lot of pain, and Loney has not left his side and looks to be quite worried about his well-being. So we'll have to pause play here because O'Carroll looks to be in a lot of pain. What we might do is go to a couple of ads and come back to you from the first quarter action here at Edithvale. You're listening to RWP, the voice of Peninsula football.
The Rye Hotel's been around for 80 years and...
So O'Carroll in a fair bit of pain out there. There's trainers from both sides huddling around him. I reckon that there might be a fair bit of damage to a lower leg.
He doesn't look like he's lifting his head far off the ground, Lock. So.
No, I think they're trying to... What it looks like they're doing is trying to keep an eye off... like it looks like they're trying to keep him from looking at what's happened down towards the leg position. I'm not too sure. It's an assumption. I'm a long way. We're about 50, 60 metres away from what's going on.
Neck brace is coming out. Both teams obviously have come together just to talk about, no doubt, their first 6 minutes. Vossi, you reckon? Oh, look,
it's been played at a real good pace the first 6 minutes, boys. It's Alex Harnett's been fantastic in that
pivotal coming out, first purchase.
But obviously Tom Lamb as well, boys.
He's got great hands, Lock.
With Bussy being out of the side, Bussy's 6'5" and a very agile man that can jump, probably 3 times his height. and has beautiful centre hands. It's a great replacement to have. And Tom Lamb, the best thing about Tom Lamb is this, he's probably 6'4", 6'3", weighs a very similar build to Alex Arnett, but as good as he is at centre half forward, there's every chance that he'll run through the midfield today.
Which VFL club is Tom Lamb?
He's at Sandringham,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
That being the case, has he played enough games to qualify for EFL?
No, I don't think so, mate. I think he's played every game in the VFL this year, so I think you might find he's probably played the 12. But
just filling a position today, no doubt.
Just that first 6 minutes, he's been awesome.
Well, just his presence in that attacking 50.
Well, and what it means is it releases a whole lot of pressure off Brent Bowden down at full forward, and it also helps their structure, because probably if Tom Lamb wasn't playing today, it would have meant Mick Meehan was had to leave their structured backline to play as a forward. So what it does with Frankston's forward line, obviously Muston being back in the side today, it allows Meehan just to float around as that loose and take some intercept marks. So it's a handy in for Edith Vale, and obviously they need a win to keep with Sorrento. There's no doubt about that, boys. The score reads Edith Vale 1-1-7 to Frankston's 1-2-8. Frankston probably have a 4-goal win, so we'll keep an eye on this one. Obviously, Brian O'Carroll out there, we hope he's okay. The neck brace went out, so he's obviously in a fair bit of pain, and trainers are certainly being cautious with him. We'll go to a quick break and come back to you with the first quarter action. You're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
The Rye Hotel's been around for 80 years and is renowned for their good old-fashioned service and hospitality. Phone 5985 2277 or visit the Rye Hotel at 2415 Point Nepean Road, Rye.
Empire Fitness is a new world-class facility located in Rosebud, providing state-of-the-art bodybuilding and fitness training with no joining fees and heavy discounts for the first 200 new members. Discover more at empirefitness247.com.au, a station sponsor.
Mornington Peninsula Brewery love football as much as they love making world-class beer. That's why they're the sponsors of local footy. This season, treat yourself to a round of beer and a pizza at the Brewery Bar. Mornington Peninsula Brewery, 72 Watt Road, Mornington.
David Bark Appliances in Rosebud, where top brands cost you less. Giving 27 years of trusted local service, David Bark Appliances, more local than the footy. Check the David Bark website, 1263 Point Nepean Road, Rosebud, 5986 5544.
When you're working in the garden, you need tough, reliable tools that won't let you down. For quality equipment and excellent service, call into our sponsor, Hastings Mowers Superstore at 2013 Frankston Flinders Road, Hastings.
A proud station sponsor.
And welcome back to Regents Park, where our thoughts are with Brian O'Carroll. We hope he can pull through what he's gone through. Put the ball back into play now. Kick out by O'Hanlon finds Liam Harris in front of Longham there, just right in front of that Ken Lyons pavilion. Looks to come up towards a wing position. He's got Lamb moving for him now. Tries to fly across the back against 3. Somehow brought it down. Umpire said play on. It was probably a mark. Kick off the ground by Symes up towards full, but Meehan stands in front of Longham. No, in fact, that's Brett Dorr. So a very handy player, as one of RPFM Blacker's favourite men, back in the side. He looks to switch into the middle of the ground. Well done by Brett Sutton to get the spoil on the ball. Meehan comes through though, shrugs off one, gives a nice handball in short, who goes with a quick kick up towards Carlin in the middle of the ground, gets bullied off it by Harnett, who gets quickly wrapped up by Van Dyke. Well done by him. I reckon you might find Van Dyke gets the run with on him today after Harnett's had a lot of early touches. They rely on Cal Van Dyke to do a lot of roles. He's a very handy player, there's no doubt about that, so keep an eye on whoever runs with him. Ball spills down towards Amalfi, handball back to Grant, handball quickly to Whitley. He's just going to whack it inboard and hope for a mark. Longham, we know he's got a beautiful set of hands, takes a lovely mark up at half full, and he's going to back himself with this wind to get the distance. He'll probably kick from about 50 metres out. On a fair angle, he's probably on a 35-degree angle, right in front of the Ken Lyons pavilion here. I tell you what, boys, we've got the ideal spot to watch this one. Just needs to sit it, I reckon, in between that left point post and goal post, and let the wind do the work.
I totally agree with you, Lock.
Bit of left to right in this one. He walks in now. He'll set sail from 50. He starts at left. It's working its way back, and he's kicked it. So Zach Longham adds Frankston second. They'll go to 2-2-14 to Edias 1-1-7. It says there's 13 minutes played on that scoreboard, but like we touched on, there was probably about 5 minutes where game stopped. So I reckon there's probably about 8 minutes played in this first term of footy, boys. You feel that Frankston really need to take some more advantage of this wind.
And they really should have at this stage. Like, obviously, Sam Fox missing one early. Alex Arnett had a chance in the run. Bedford had a chance in the run. That's crazy. Like Longham, that's a tough kick, but he made that look really, really easy. And yet Sam Fox misses one from 15 metres directly in front. Go figure.
Look, on a string, I think Sam Fox was unlucky. You know, one of the first kicks of the day, didn't know what the wind was doing.
So the ball back in the middle, Harnett again with that clearance. They're going to have to put someone on him. Falls down towards Longham, goes with a quick snap at goal. Spit it out, Lachlan.
Golden fist, Lock.
But well done there by Mullins just to get a quick fist away from Fox. Gets it out of bounds and out of play. About 15 out from Bombers' goal. But the score reads Edith Vale 1-1-7 of Frankston's 2-2-14. Probably played about 10 minutes in this quarter. As I just touched on, Brian O'Carroll off with a neck injury, so our thoughts go to him. Ball back into play now. Wiley and Longham do the ruck work. Wiley wins that one down easy, down towards Brett Dorr. He gets his back jumped into by Kingsbury. Umpire said play on, and he'll come in and throw the ball up. So about 15 out from Frankston's goal still, where it'll be Wiley and it'll be Longham. Wiley wins that one over the top. Good tap out there towards Ack. Ack tries to get a handball away, gets it smothered, falls out towards Whitley, gives a handball to Harnett, tied up against the boundary line, sets it to the top of the square. Sutton tries to come in with a fist, does so, but nudged Macquarie under the footy, so Macquarie's going to get a free kick for that one. I say Macquarie, but his name's Macquarie, so apologies. So Macquarie deep in defence for Edith Vale, goes up towards Wiley, drops a sitter, falls down towards Sutton, gives a handball away, but only as far as Carlin. Carlin gives a handball up towards O'Hanlon. He goes backwards then to Macquarie, who's just going to sit up on the wing position, hope for some flyers. Dord flies from the side, but nice fist from Buchan over the back, falls to the ground. Macquarie happy to see it out of bounds and out of play. So far wing position here at Regents Park, where you can see those big gum trees in the background, absolutely favouring Frankston Bombers' end of the ground. We've played about 11 minutes thus far. Ball back into play. Wiley and Macquarie wins that one only as far as Clark, runs through a couple, just kicks up towards centre half forward. Carlin coming out to meet it in front of Burr. Nice fist from Burr, falls to ground. Van Dyke first on it, tries to get a handball away, extracts it back again. He's going to go to the top of the square. It'll be Lamb and Northover, goes over both their heads. Who's winning a foot race? It's Monaghan, gets in front of Northover, can't take possession of the footy, so just taps it back towards Lamb. Nice tackle, Northover, spills back down towards Monaghan, who's going to have a snap at goal, pushes it across the face. Still in play, Macquarie picks the ball up, he's got a chance with the right foot, Boonana, can't kick it. So it goes through for not a minus score, yes, a minus score, so it'll be 1-3-9 to Frankston's 2-2-14. We've played about 13 minutes in this first quarter.
Very good of Northover then, Bossy, just to work Lamb under the ball then. Ended up going over both their heads, so it was a foot race. Good to see.
For those of you not at the game, Tom Lamb, a bit in the mould of Charlie Curnow in the build. I reckon he's good hands and started very well. Kick out towards half back. And Edith Vale are going to pick the ball up and load back up towards their attacking pit. No, it's a good tackle, great tackle, in fact, holding the ball. And the free kick is going to go there to Brett Sutton, who kicks it straight into the man on the mark, lets himself down. He was very lazy on that kick, laid back on it a little bit. Short pass by Darcy, walking towards the forward pocket. And right under where the scoreboard is, the old scoreboard here at Edith Vale Aspendale, the ball is over the line for a boundary throw, and this clock says 17 minutes. I reckon we're going to go 34 minutes in this first quarter due to the injury to Brian O'Carroll. We'll get Broads onto that, and hopefully we'll hear some news on him shortly, but hopefully everything's okay. Ball to be thrown back into play. Edith Vale going against a pretty strong wind in this opening quarter. They're finding a way to get the ball inside 50 and score as well. Here's a chance for them, a bit of a mongrel sort of a kick actually, but there's going to be a free kick. It just seemed to be two people just trying to jostle for position. It didn't seem to be a lot in that free kick, to be perfectly honest. And the free kick directly in front of goal, about 35 metres out, will go to Sam Monaghan. As we've seen though, this wind is strong. It's not as simple as kicking it straight in front, but he is going to go back and not take too much time over it, probably kick from 30 in actual fact, has the shot, and he puts it through for a goal and scores a level at the 18-minute mark of the first quarter. It's 2-2-14 each of two. Short pass, your thoughts on that free kick?
Oh, look, Vossi, I didn't like it at all. That was two, body on body, full back, full forward. Shouldn't see that in the game. I think that was soft, so that's one of the umpires for me.
Well, unfortunately, the umpires don't have their own score up on the scoreboard for Frankston, but fortunate for Rudy Asp, it's going to go to them, so it'll be 2-2-14 apiece on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. As it says up there, it's played about 8.5 minutes, but I reckon we've probably played 13.5. with that injury to Brian O'Carroll. We hope he's okay. Kingsbury straight through the middle of the ground, goes up towards the forward square. Mullins lost touch with Fox, but that wind just carried the ball from the centre circle straight through for a minor score.
If they're accurate from here, boys, they can kick that from the centre circle and it go through. So with a tap down, first use of the ball, there's a possible chance for a goal.
There is, but what they're doing is they're just trying to sit it to the top of the square and give their forwards an opportunity. They've just got to back themselves.
Exactly, the wind's carrying it.
The wind's carrying. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. So the ball back in full back for Edie Asp. It'll be Meehan to bring the ball back in. He runs to about back pocket, sends it up towards a wing position. Who will fly? It'll be Dora against Macari. Great mark, Macari's opposing ruckman there. Didn't fly against him, so takes an easy uncontested mark. He's going to whack it back in as quick as he can. He goes to the top of the square. Muston will fly. Goes over the back. Fox at the fall. The ball with Mullins, but the ball will spill out of bounds and out of play. So deep in that forward pocket for the Bombers.
So right up next to Frankston's goal, who are going with a very strong win in this opening quarter. They lead by a point, but they need to be a bit further in front as we go along. Ball was knocked down there by the Edifal player there, and it's kicked down towards centre wing. Going up, Monaghan did well to knock the ball down. Picked up by Lamb, gets a hand pass over towards a teammate, but it's cut off there, and Frankston with the opportunity to go forward. A hand pass over the top, looking there for one of the goal kickers in Greeley. He was tackled.
Good tackle.
And the umpire says, I'm going to ball it up in the centre of the ground. We're into time on, but it's going to be a very, very long time on in this first quarter after the injury to Brian O'Carroll. Ball up by the umpire. Kick off the ground, free kick, and I think a short pass just said they've got a free kick here in Jay Reynolds, and if I was Jay, I'd go back and have a shot.
That's exactly right, Bossy, and we know what Reynolds can do with the ball, so he's every chance to kick a goal here.
He is going
test
back.
Those old strings up.
He is going past. He's actually defensive side of centre as he walks in.
He's backing himself.
Oh, rightly so with this wind, and he is a fair kick of the ball. So Reynolds it is, goes back, gets under it a little bit, but it does carry, and it carries just off target. So distance wasn't a worry, boys.
No, he kicked that from about 65.
That was almost point post high too.
Don't reckon he got
no, bad kick in there by me, and Muston trips it off in front of his opponent there in O'Hanlon. Just sits it to the top of the square, hoping someone can fly. Fox is against three. Nice fist from Meehan to fist it through for a minor score. Sorry, Vossi, had to cut you off there. It was well done by Muston to chip that one off.
I was just saying that I don't reckon Jay Reynolds got all of that ball though. He kicked it 65 metres, but it wasn't a penetrating 65, so I reckon he's got a bit more in him with that win.
Definitely got under it.
But
I think he tried to roost it a bit further than what he thought he had to.
They've got to take more advantage than what they have thus far though. Frankston 2-5-17, Edithvale's 2-2-14. We've played about 16 and a half thus far in this first quarter as the ball comes to ground at half forward for the Bombers. Tries to dive on it is Campbell. Lack can't get possession of the footy. Comes through now is Bowden, I think that is. Couldn't. So the umpire will come in at half forward for the Bombers and throw the ball up. It'll be Macari and it'll be Barrett to do the ruck work. Well done by Barrett to get his hands on the footy, but spills down towards Reynolds, who just goes with a torp to the top of the goal square. Fox coming out to meet it, couldn't take the mark, got both hands to it. Well wrapped up by Mullins, out of bounds and out of play, but the umpire saw what we saw, and it was high. And he can back Sam Fox from there because he's a very, very handy player around goal, and this win's going to do him some massive favours. All he needs to do is exactly what Longham did. Just sit it out around that left point post and let the wind bring it back into play.
A little bit tougher though, Locke, because I reckon he's more in the pocket.
He is more in that pocket, but Sam Fox is an absolute mastermind with these. He's every single chance. He sits it left, he brings it right, and he puts it straight through the hey diddle. Sam Fox says thank you very much. He kicks Frankston's third. They'll go to 3-5-23 to Edithvale's 2-2-14. We've played about 16 and a half minutes on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. You're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
David Bark Appliances in Rosebud, where top brands cost you less. Giving 27 years of trusted local service. David Bark Appliances, more local than the footy. Check the David Bark website, 1263 Road Rosebud, 5986 5544.
So it looks like they're going to try and play two keys down forward. Edithvale, Wiley just coming back onto the ground while Barrett's in the ruck. And he's going to go straight down towards the goal square just to make those defenders a bit more accountable of Frankston. So the ball comes back into play now. Wrapped up there is Monaghan by Harnett. So the umpire still in the middle of the ground, throws the ball up. Barrett Macari do the ruck work. Nice tap by Barrett down towards Walk. Gives a handball to a contested player though. Ball spills down towards Maguire. Goes with a quick kick forward, but Buchan, an opponent, just takes an easy uncontested mark. Sees Bedford out wide by himself. He's under pressure now. Couldn't take possession of the footy. He's got some runners back though. Malfi, one of them, looks inboard. He's got Reynolds. Takes a mark on wing position. He's got some runners out wide if he wants them, but he's going to ignore them. He's going to go deep instead. Coming out to meet the ball is Fox. It's a nice kick, but well done, Brett O'Hanlon, just to stand in front of him. I thought it was a good kick. Just smart by O'Hanlon just to drift off his man.
Just read the ball,
He
knew
did.
where he was going.
It was a beautiful kick otherwise, I thought, Vossi, but
50.
Muston just giving him some, just dealing with him after he got up and gets a 50-metre penalty against him. Muston still getting into him. O'Hanlon just laughing at him as the umpire runs Muston down. So Muston, you need to pay attention to what the umpire's telling you.
Otherwise, he's going to get another 50.
So Hanlon goes with a nice short one into Van Dyke. He looks to play on quickly, shrugs off Bedford. He's going to go towards Tom Lamb. No, it'll be Mark Logan to fly in from the side. Well done. Handball to Harnett. Gives it back then to Page. He goes with a short one up towards Amalfi. Was a nice kick, just too hot for Amalfi. Goes to ground now. And goes out of bounds and out of play.
Bo Muston just having lots of words with the goal umpire there.
The goal umpire, the main umpire.
Sorry, the field umpire there, Locke.
I was going to say, it'd be interesting to see the goal umpire up in the
yeah,
middle
they were in each other's faces, mate, so I reckon he might have something to say at the end of this game. Or something to answer for, I'm sorry.
What, Muston was in the umpire's face?
Yeah, they were both in each other's face, and that was brought to you by Nipples Susovic too. So just in the background, keeping our backs short.
So the ball brought back in by Edith Fowl. Looks at the top of the square. Monahan does the roving, gets his kick smothered though. Dives back on the footy. Will get wrapped up nice and quick. The ball manages to find its way out. Buchan tries to extract it, couldn't. Gets tackled, and the umpire now will come in and throw the ball up. So not Loney just running out to Mark Slogan there to Muston there just to calm him down.
Yeah.
Because as the coach, you can't be doing that. As the ball spills down, back down the ground, Batten tries to bully his way through, couldn't. Spills down towards Amalfi, just whacks it on the boot up towards the middle of the ground. O'Hanlon just dealt with Muston and got up, grilled the umpire, wasn't happy with it. Meehan comes out against Whitley, just shrugs him off. Ryan Harris in the race to the ball, gets the ball now, picks it up. He's going to go with one up towards a wing. Didn't look though. Amalfi can take the mark and run to about 60 and probably takes that shot at goal. Shrugs off the player there, runs to 60, sets the ball sail, but the wind's going to do left to right. And goes out of bounds and out on the full.
Just followed that off the foot then, Locke, and that almost took a right turn at the old roundabout then. Unbelievable to watch that.
So good work there by Amalfi just to pull his kick, just go around his opponent.
Absolutely. Well, he dropped the ball on purpose. He almost bounced the ball because he was about to get smothered, and that was right in front of us. So that was
circus tricks.
Yeah, absolutely. That was very clever then by Amalfi.
We've played about 21 and a half minutes this far in this first quarter. The scoreboard read Edith Fowl 2-2-14 to Frankston's 3-5-23. The ball brought back into play by Edith Fowl. They'll go up towards half forward. Buchan stands strong, takes a nice uncontested mark. Lamb just dealing with him after he took the mark. Bombers wanted 50, but the umpire not having a bar of that one. Probably won't have a bar of much today after what Muston's just done to him. As Buchan's got the ball at about 60 metres out, just going to sit it to the top of the square.
Wow.
Doesn't have the distance, no. It gets fisted through for a minor score. So they thought he had it then, Buchan, but the wind just didn't do enough.
O'Hanlon definitely just getting under the skin of Bo there, Locke. I reckon we're going to have to watch that.
Well, it's just the way to play on Muston.
Yeah.
He gets irritated quite easily. And O'Hanlon got that job and doing well already, clearly. As the ball's brought back in by Edithfeld. It's a great kick. Darcy Walk, we know he's got pace. Picks the ball up on the wing position. Asks for Lamb to come at him. He just taps it on forwards. Unfortunately, tripped his teammate so quickly on it. His Marks Logan by himself. He's got Bedford a runner out wide if he wants him. He goes there now in front of Woodbridge. Sells some candy, Bedford. He's also got some pace, so he puts him on. He goes up towards Whitley on the lead. It's a nice kick. Finds him in front of Harris. So Whitley takes a mark up on wing position. Looks to move it on quickly. Goes up towards Longham on a lead, but well done O'Hanlon to chip back and take an uncontested mark, but dropped a sitter. Handball up towards Muston, goes with one inboard. Wasn't a great kick, come off the side of the boot. So out comes Mullins. He goes with a fist off the ground, was silly because Longham there by himself. He's just going to snap it up towards Sam Fox in the middle of the ground. Grant flies in from the side, couldn't take the mark. Really comes through, tries to pick the ball up, have a quick kick at goal, but kicks it out in the full. So Grant could have taken that mark, didn't. But good to see him flying in a big ball like that. That's what he needs to do today. Just needs to go every contest at 100%. So out on a full, it'll be Meehan to be on the end of it for Edith Vale. Deep in that defensive pocket for the Dales. He's going to go across goal by the looks of things. He's got a player short. He goes in now, finds Martello, who got another one short if he wants him. He goes there. It's Mannix, who's got another one up on the wing. He's sat it on his head. He's got to do some work now. Does that player out there in Ack? He gets it now. It's Monahan, in fact. Goes a handball to Clark, who's got some pace. Runs away from Grant. Goes with a short one up towards Johns. Takes the mark on about 50. He's kicking against it, though, so he's not going to make the journey. He's got Van Dijk running for him in the middle. Same with Carlin. He ignores those. I reckon he's going to go to the top of the square and hope that Lamb can take a fly. He's got to beat 4. He flies over the back and takes a great mark.
You called it.
So a great mark there from Lamb. He had to fly against 4, but just nudged North over under the footy with his knee and took a brilliant mark. Solid hands, as Michael Voss said, and he's going to have a kick from about 15 out straight in front. And for a player of his calibre, you back him every day of the week.
Eagles very, very smart then coming out of the back there. They had the 3 runners on the opposite wing. Well done.
So Lamb runs in now. Should be an easy kick for a player of his calibre, and absolutely no exceptions there. So he kicks Edith Vale's third. They'll go to 3-2-20 to Frankston's 3-6-24. We've played about 25 minutes in this first term. You're listening to RWP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Mornington Peninsula Brewery love football as much as they love making world-class beer. That's why they're the sponsors of local footy. This season, treat yourself to a round of beer and a pizza at the Brewery Bar. Mornington Peninsula Brewery, 72 Watt Road, Mornington.
So as Shaw Pass touched on, Meehan could have well and truly blazed away and come out to this side of the ground, on the member side of the ground, and kick it to a congested.
It's where all the players were, Lock.
But either fell just lined themselves up for a switch and just had that extra player on all occasions out there. So Harnett tried to bully his way through the middle on that occasion, didn't. And Clark will get the free kick. No, it'll be Wiley, in fact. So Wiley, well done to wrap Harnett up. They've obviously established that Harnett's getting well and truly on top of them through the guts. So Wiley's going to kick it to Lamb. He comes from the back, couldn't take the mark on that occasion. Buchan stood in front of him, gives a handball to Marks Logan, goes for a handball out wide to Page, gets it stripped of him. Picked up by Monahan, tries to give a handball, does, towards Mannix, but the boundary line will beat him to it. About 35 out from the Dales goal.
The clock must stop at 30 minutes because it's gone back to 0.
It has, so unfortunately bear with us there, supporters or listeners around the ground. We're not going to be able to give you the time. We might have to use our phones from here on.
Supporting us, Lock.
So the ball kick from the congestion up to the top of the goal square. Lamb flies against 3 again. Who's at the full? The ball walks there. Reynolds comes through now though. Well done. Just picks his hand on the footy. Cops one high in the middle of it and will get the free kick. So well done, Reynolds. Just put his head over the footy. Knew he had to pick that footy up because Walk was going to come flying through with it if he didn't. So Reynolds in the back pocket for the Bombers. Takes possession of the footy. Looks up towards centre half back. Boswood by himself. Takes a nice mark in front of Bowden. He looks up. He doesn't have much moving for him. Forward of the ball. They're floating back well. Edith Fowl. Good structure. Brett Dawn just standing in that hole. Handball to Grant in the middle of the ground. Shanks it off the side of the boot. Straight towards Liam Harris, who takes an uncontested mark. Disappointing by Grant. Looks out wide. He's got Martello. The wind bringing the ball back. It'll go out of bounds and out of play in front of the Chem Lions Pavilion. So bad kick there, Liam Harris. They could have been out if he had have hit that target, but didn't. Joe Grant just missing that target there. He probably could have gone close to home from the middle of the ground, Joe Grant. He'd have a very big leg.
Spot on.
So the ball brought back into play. McCurry wins that one straight down towards his opponent in Ack. Amalfi tries to deal with him after he kicked it, and looks like Bowden, I think that he's not too happy with the way he was treated, so just gets in his face about it. Brett Dorr, in fact. So Wiley and McCurry again. Wiley wins that one. Reynolds tries to bully his way through with it. Couldn't. Gets well wrapped up by Wiley. And the umpire again will come in and throw the ball up at half forward for the Bombers. Wiley wins that one down towards Boswood. Boswood tries to give a handball away, stripped by Carlin. Carlin tries to pull his way through, gets a handball out towards that player there. Well wrapped up by Amalfi. Mannix it was. So at half forward for the Bombers. McCurry wins that one. The ball hasn't moved in 5 metres. Finally, they get some leverage. Spills towards Harris, though. Looks like he's just going to whack it on the boot and hope. Gives it a kick up towards half back. It's Johns. Nice handball to Van Dijk. Nice handball to Carlin. He keeps running Van Dijk, but it was a horrible handball by Carlin. The ball spills down towards Greeley. He's got a runner out wide if he wants him. It's Reynolds. He wants to slow things down, so he takes a run back. Good work, short pass. He's time to do it. He's got Grant out in the middle of the ground. But Reynolds, he's just going to kick it up forward and hope. He wants some flies. Longham flies from the back, gets it the ball to ground. Quickly onto his Fox. He's got some pressure, so he goes backwards to Sutton. Johns quickly on him. Gives a handball backwards towards Fox. Lamb runs off with advantage. Umpire said no. He's given a free kick to Johns for holding the ball. Reckons he disposed of it incorrectly, Symes.
I didn't
Bombers
see
not
it.
too happy with it. Short pass didn't see it, but the umpire saw it, and that's what matters at the end of the day. Goes backward towards me, and now goes up towards half-back to Mannix. Wasn't a great kick. Will go out of bounds and out of play. So I reckon we've played about 30 minutes thus far this quarter, where the scoreboard reads Edith Vale 3-2, 20 plays Frankston's 3-6, 24.
I reckon you'll find that Graham Yates will be pretty happy with the way this has gone, because they'll have the win in the second quarter, and they will, I think they'll make it more of an advantage to what Frankston have.
It's 4 to 5 goal win as well, so they need to kick one late here, Frankston. They got an opportunity now through here, Greeley. Greeley with a left foot snap at goal, pushes it left through for a minor score.
Rhodes, you've got some late mail or some early mail?
The ambulance has just come in from Brian O'Carroll. I was chatting to some of the Frankston people who say it's just a precaution at this point, but still a worry, so thoughts go out to him.
Yep, so our thoughts are with Brian O'Carroll.
So he'll go up and have scans, obviously.
He will. So Meehan to bring the ball back in for Idias. That's a big kick against the wind. Goes up towards half-back. Comes through to Grant. Full ball spills to ground. Grant quickly on it. Good work by him. Tries to handball it inboard to Symes. Symes just taps it on to Greeley, who's been good. But he gets his ball stripped from Bowden. Bowden sees an option out wide. It was a beautiful kick by him. Gives it to Liam Harris, who takes a mark at half-back. And there's the quarter-time siren. So the ball in Edith Vale's hands, as it was for most of that first quarter. They did really well to keep in that game. Edith Vale 3-2, 20 to Frankston 3-7, 25. It's probably a 4 to 5 goal breeze out there in this first quarter that Frankston had, and they did not take advantage of it. So I reckon we probably played 30 minutes in that first quarter.
And so both sides looking to switch things up a little bit with the wind changing over in the second half.
Yeah, so that's definitely what I was speaking about. Obviously, the game plans will switch. Frankston went more direct, and Edith Vale linked up. I reckon they'll swap. I think Edith Vale will go to direct, and Frankston going to have not much choice but to link up.
Yeah, no doubt.
From half-back. We know that they've got some strong runners off half-back, and they've got some good users, but they're going to have some work done against them with the quality of forwards down there by Edith Vale. Good fly by Barrett, wins that tap out. Only as far as Symes, though, goes without it. Comes through with Stevie Mannix, handball to Clark. He's going to go with a short one to Monaghan, and well done by Monaghan to stand in front of Symes and take that mark. About 40 out from goal, and with this breeze, it's basically a 20-metre shot.
Lining up, 20-metre shot, lining up for his second two lock, so I like his chances from here.
Yep, I think he was best on in the game they played last time. So Monaghan, an opportunity to kick his second early, sets the ball sail, looks good off the boot, he's happy with it straight away. Umpire just stood there and watched it sail over his head, so Edith Vale draw first blood in this second term. They go straight to 4-2, 26 to Frankston's 3-7, 25, and take immediate advantage of that wind.
Yeah, look, I mean, I suppose, off air we were talking about it. It was always going to happen, and then obviously we come back and on air, just bang, 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 getting the job done really well. Yeah, I'm not... Good one, Locke. Sit back down, mate. You make me feel short.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. It'll be Barrett and it'll be Macari. Barrett wins that one, but only as far as Symes. Gets his kick smothered, spills to ground. Great tackle there by Monaghan on Macari. No, umpire disagreed with me, said it was in the back. So Macari's going to get the free kick in the middle of the ground.
Sure, you'll let him know later, Locke. You don't like being disagreed with.
Oh, I'm happy to accept it every now and then.
Still dirty, I hear, on the footy show last week.
Yeah, I was. That was a joke last week. That was beyond a joke. The ball in Grant's hands, goes out wide towards a pocket, gets pushed out of it, Longham, but just sticks that right juke out. We know he's got some great jukes. And Pluxton on the second grab, he's played on. He goes to the top of the square, hoping Fox can get there. Fisted through nicely, no. Barrett tries to handball it back, does now, but Mullins. He just whacks it on the boot, hoping Lamb can take a mark. Grant, nice body work, just bumped him under the footy. And the ball will race out of bounds and out of play right in front of the Edith Vale Aspendale interchange.
I know it's not going to happen, but wouldn't you love Grant and Lamb just to play on each other?
I touched on Van Dyke being a great run-with player. Looks like Van Dyke's got the role on Grant today. So obviously Yates, even though he hasn't been in great form, Grant looks like Yates is not going to take any attention away from him as the ball comes in towards the middle of the ground at Kingsbury. He's going to set it to a leading Fox, but well done by Mick Meehan just to stand in front of Fox and stand in that hole. They've done it so far well. O'Hanlon, Meehan and Dorr have been the players to do it. Nice kick out to O'Hanlon, goes up towards half forward. Nice kick to that man in Bowden. Bowden takes off and he goes to the top of the square to a leading Lamb. He was in front of his opponent. Well done by Northover to get the fist in. Goes full, spills down towards Page. The umpire's picked a free kick. It's going to go to Muston, but the umpire says advantage. Page runs up towards the wing position. Kick up towards Fox. Just don't argues Van Dyke. Handball inboard to his mate in Sutton, who gives a handball back to Fox, who gives one then to Symes running through the middle of the ground. He's going to kick it to the top of the square and hope that Longham can take a mark. He couldn't. He was bodied out nicely by Martello. Takes a mark, goes quickly up towards in front of that Roy Hotel scoreboard. Johns takes a mark, goes quickly back inboard towards O'Hanlon. Takes a mark on defensive 50.
So Edithvale 3 points in front, early stage of the second quarter. Short pass and the mark has been taken. It's been taken by Matt Clark, who plays on. Goes towards the centre of the ground looking for a teammate there in Lockie Batten. The ball is picked up and a good tackle applied, but the umpire says that is not going to be anything but my ball. It was a great tackle. I think it was by Northover in actual fact, but the umpire said there was
no prior there, Bossy. No prior.
Absolutely no prior at all, so no chance to get rid of that one. So ball up. Good hand pass by Fox. Gets a hand pass to his good mate and Dale Sutton. He goes at goal, and it's touched off the boot. He's celebrating, but it seemed to take a weird sort of bend off the hand there as he kicked it. So I reckon, even though we're a bit away from the I reckon it was. As the kick comes back into play, scores a level by the way. Long kick out towards half back. Mark not taken there by Monaghan. Ball comes to the back. Steve Mannix. Good tackle applied there to stop Matt Clark in his tracks. Still an opportunity here for the ball to come over the top there by Grant. Hand pass back towards Page. He backtracked a little bit, but he got the kick out towards the attacking side of centre wing, and the ball will stay in play. In fact, it's going to go over, and it has gone over for a boundary throw-in. We're 4.5 minutes into the second quarter, and that important game at Pines. Pines with 5 goals in front at quarter time, but I'm assuming they would have had the win in the first quarter. We'll keep update with that as we go along. Lock.
That we will. So the ball in front of the Edithvale Aspendale interchange gates. Take a breath, Vossi. The ball spills down towards Sutton. Tries to extract his way through with the foot. He couldn't. Spills out towards his brother Brett. Tries to come through. Just kicked it off the ground. Barrett picks it up. Gets tackled. Gets his handball smothered. Ball spills out towards the back towards Brett Dorr. Just goes with a sweeping handball. Macari stands there by himself. He's got Grant inboard. Went without it though. Grant sloppy. Manages to find its way to Kingsbury now though. Goes over the top towards Boswood. Burr instead comes through with it, just going to sit it to the top of the square. Longham on a lead with Martello. Well done, Martello, to stand in front of him. Gets a fist on it, spills to ground. Longham first on it. Comes through now is Ack. Gets one high. Umpire said play on. Martello now tries to get a handball away. Macari gets his handball kick smothered. Spills back to him. Right foot snap. O'Hanlon standing in the goal square. Just takes possession of the footy. Just going to boot it out and hope. The wind really taking that one. Looks like it was out in the full. It will be.
He was in the perfect spot there, Macari. There, short pass, but he didn't have a right foot to try and snap that goal.
No, he didn't, and he completely fresh ahead.
He did, but it was well stripped off him.
He connected with that ball or someone's head. Clean off. There would have been another ambulance. So Brian O'Carroll off in the back of the ambulance. Thoughts go to him. For the ball back on the wing position. Macari wins that one straight down to Sutton, getting his hands on the footy. Now is Sutton. Good, yeah.
He goes up towards the top of the square, leaves his man is me, and Reynolds back in the goal square by himself. He's going to have to do some work to get this footy. O'Hanlon comes into support. Handball to Martello. Handball over the top to Johns, and they're out. He can run up towards the wing. He goes up towards half forward. Monaghan's just drifted back by himself. Handball then to Bowden at half forward, just going to sit it to the top of the square. Lamb will fly against Northover and Buchan. It goes over the back and takes the mark. Is Mannix. He took the mark. It was clear. The umpire said play on, but that was a clear mark.
It looked good to me.
Mannix didn't know he was going to get it, just fell into his hands.
Yeah.
Claimed the mark, but the umpire said play on. So the ball about 15 out from Edithvale goal. Sutton just punches it and hopes. Walk comes through with the footy, gets tackled. Manages to get a handball away, but Macari just stands there. Woodbridge puts some pressure on. Left foot snap, going to go to the top of the square. Play on, says the umpire. Buchan handball to Marks Logan. Back to Amalfi. Goes with a handball over the top, back to Buchan. He can look up and go for a kick up towards half back. Looking for Greeley, couldn't find him. Harris, handball back to Johns. Johns in the wing position, just going to send it in and hope for a mark. Batten will fly, gets it fisted away nicely by Marks Logan. Kick off the ground by Amalfi. Only as far as that man Johns, who can run to 45 and set sail if he wants, but great vision.
Yeah.
Saw Darcy walk wide by himself, and it was a great kick to him. Takes a mark about 30 out from goal.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Locke. He was just totally congested then. Lifted his eyes and saw Wark there, just walk, sitting there.
You sound like Graham Kennedy's crow call. Short pass.
Come off the inside of the boot was a poor kick, so it'll go through for a minor
Every
score.
day,
They'll go to 4-3-27 to Frankston's 3-8-26. So Frankston's defence doing really well so far in this second quarter, just to hold up a running ramp at Edithvale.
Yeah.
Short one from Buchan finds Marks Logan at half back. He looks inboard. He's got Macari there. He's got Grant as well. So he goes to Grant with a shorter one. He takes a mark, looks out wide. He's got Sutton. Sutton's in front of Johns, so he can take off if he wants. Doesn't. Well held up by Johns. So Sutton on true far wing position here at Regents Park. Looking up, he doesn't have much, so he's got to come inboard to Macari. Goes there now. Look for a switch, but Muston gets well held, so he's going to go shorter again towards centre half forward. Boswood comes out, drops a mark, gives it to Muston. He then handballs it to absolutely no one. Walk with pace, looks up, he's got Lamb against Northover. It's a good kick. It spills over to back. Well done, Marks Logan. He's great at playing that loose back, and he absolutely no exception on that occasion.
Very
Gets back
quick.
and helps his teammate Northover and fists it through for a minor score. They look to bring it back into Amalfi. He goes with one across the face of goal to Northover, but that was a poor kick. Finds Monaghan at half forward. He can have a shot at goal if he wants here, Monaghan. His teammates should tell him to have a ping, and they have done that, so he's going to have a shot at goal. He'll kick from about 50, but with the wind tough flying behind him, he's every single chance. He's a beautiful kick of the footy, is Sam Monaghan. So he runs in now. He sets the ball a sail. He's got up and under it. The wind's not going to help it through, does it? It does. And Lamb flies from the back.
Touch,
And
point.
takes a mark, but the umpire said it was over the line, so...
You know how we were saying this morning on the footy show about Mount Eliza's attitude needs to be right? They're 66 points in front of Rosebud.
Yep, there you go. They needed to do so. So Macari tries to bustle his way through. Ball spills to Wiley, though. Walk goes without it. Ack just dives on the footy. Well done by him to put his head over it. Symes dives on him. And the umpire's going to come in and throw the ball up. Bombers wanted holding the ball, but wasn't there. So the umpire will throw the ball up at half forward for Eddie Asp. Great tap by Wiley. Looks for Van Dyke, but well done Burr to come through with it. Gets tackled by Walk. Spills back to Burr. He gives a handball up to no one in particular. Throws him off the footy is Sutton. Sutton tries to pick the ball up now, can't. Van Dyke does instead, gets one high and gets tackled to the ground. The umpire comes in to throw the ball up. So there's a couple of free kicks in there that the umpire didn't see. There was Van Dyke copped a couple high. There was probably a dropping of the footy, so it could have gone either way, but well done to let the game play on. Spills to ground, snap around the corner by Macquarie. Goes out of bounds and out on the full. So boys...
Hot footy lock.
It is. Frankston's defence doing really well. Their pressure's been brilliant. They're not letting either foul score, especially with this big breeze going down towards that end of the ground. So both defences in the first and second quarter holding up really well. So kick up towards half-back wasn't great from Buchan, and Wiley takes a mark in front of his opponent. Wiley just needs to bomb it back in there. He's a big boy, Wiley, as you just said. Short pass, he's going to sit it to the hot spot. Carlin flies, couldn't take the mark. Spills over the back to Buchan. Handball to Amalfi. He's got a good leg, does Amalfi. He goes to one, he gets smothered though, will fall short. Comes through to Mullins, goes without it though. Spills down towards Marks Logan. The umpire said Boswood took Mullins down without it. So he's going to get a free kick for it, is Mullins.
Yeah, it was there.
So Mullins, we know, is a very good player off half-back. Gets possession of the footy. He's about 70 out from goal, gives a handball to Bowden in the middle of the ground. He can run to the centre. He goes up towards a leading Lamb, does some good body work, drops the mark though, spills to Bedford, gets stripped of the footy, spills down towards Van Dyke. That's held on for too long there. The umpire's in the right position. Bedford just pulled Van Dyke off the footy without it. Umpire was right there, didn't see it, said play on. And Lamb was wrapped up, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 35-40 out from Edith foul goal. Macari flies over the back. Nice fist. Meehan standing at half-back by himself. Left foot torpedo working its way back. Will miss to the left side. Goes through for a minor score. So the score reads 4-6-30 to Frankston's 3-8-26. We've played 11 and a half minutes so far in this second term, Michael Voss.
We have indeed, and aside from that first 30 seconds when Edipal kicked a goal in this quarter, you're right, Frankston have done really well to hold up. They're only 4 points down, and they've just got to try and hold for maybe sneak a goal against the trend of play. As the kick goes out towards Big Wiley, he couldn't take the mark. Him and Meehan were in the contest. Quick kick around the corner by Morris towards half forward. Good mark. Taken only about a drop kick from goal. In actual fact, about 40 out from goal, and that is Matt Clark. And this to give Edipal a little bit of a cushion heading towards the halfway mark of the second quarter. Matt Clark never seen him play a bad game, to be perfectly honest. Always in there, always having a go. And
he looks like he's about 78 too, Michael Voss. He's got age with his side, has he?
Well, let's hope he's got the kicking accuracy. He has the shot and he misses. He just pushes it out to the right and through for a behind. Edifal up to 4-7-31. Frankston 3-8-26, and I reckon it's getting colder here, and I reckon I'm probably right in saying it is getting colder here, boys, at the moment.
Yeah, it is a bit chilly. That wind chill is definitely playing a part, but you know what? It's grassroots footy. We're out in the elements. I like it. Kick out towards Bedford, spoiled by Batten. We haven't heard much of Batten today. Handball from Mac towards Clark, just whacks it back into the goal square. Amalfi stands there by himself, takes a nice mark. So deep in defence is Jared Amalfi. We know he's got a big leg. He'll look to clear it as far as he can, I reckon. He does so now. He goes up towards Bedford. He's fly against Morris. Morris tries to take the mark over the top. Couldn't. Batten comes through. Selsom can. He gets his kick on the footy. Goes up towards Walk, but the boundary line too close to him, so the ball will go out of bounds and out of play. Right in front of that Chem Lions pavilion. About 50 out from goal. So a couple of loose players here for Edith Vale. Wetton quickly picked up by Frankston now, so it'll be Macari and Wiley do the ruck work. Wiley straight down, only as far as Harnett though. Goes with a quick kick up towards the wing position. Fox comes out to meet it. Well done by Whitley just to kick it off and get some coverage. Foot race between Longham and Martello. Longham just couldn't pick the footy up. Martello, well done just to corral him. Manages to kick it off the ground towards Clark. Came off Clark's boot and went out of bounds and out on the full, so it'll be a free kick to Frankston. I can't quite see who the free kick's going to go to. They're stuck behind that box out, but whoever it was just brings it back in short to the wing position. It was Symes. Goes in towards Harnett, so Harnett's got the ball too far out for Frankston. Goes with a short one into Macari. Looks to go quickly. He's going to sit it to the top of the square. No, he's not. He's going to fall about 15 metres short. Wiley with a big double fister, should have taken the mark, spills to ground, quickly on it was Macquarie, quick kick out, only as far as Macari, drops the mark, gets well tackled, ball spills down towards Van Dyke, who's just going to whack it on the boot and hope, but Frankston, as they have done so far this second quarter, are well set up behind the ball, and Amalfi picks it up, goes wide across the ground to Mark Logan in front of Matt Clark, takes a nice mark. Here's a beautiful kick, Jared Amalfi. No exceptions on that occasion. So Mark Logan with possession of the footy at half-back. Runs up towards the wing now. Goes with a short one to Fox. Nice fist behind by Morris. Spills to Woodbridge. Handball to Morris. He's got some time, so goes over the top to Bowden. He tries to shrug around Mark Logan. Does now. Goes up towards Carlin at half-forward. It wasn't a great kick. Northover. Good work to leave his opponent and come out and fist it. Full spills to Clark, though. Well tackled by Northover. Gets the handball away. Muston comes through, picks it up. Good hip and shoulder by Bowden. Drops Muston. Kick out wide by Edith Vale, finds Liam Harris. They need to slow things down now, Edith Vale. Let Edith Vale push back into position, so Liam Harris just shanks it from the wing position. Greeley first on it, handball to a running Bedford. He's got some pace. He turns the afterburners on now, runs up towards wing. Was a poor kick though. Mullen stands in front of Whitley, gives a handball up towards Liam Harris, who's just going to sit it up and hope for a mark. Lamb flies in the back with a big fist. Jay Reynolds at the forward ball, good vision, finds Symes in board, handball to a running Kingsbury on the wing position, looks wide, it was a poor kick. The only thing that lets Kingsbury down is his disposal of the footy. Clark takes the intercept mark, Lamb shaked his opponent, nice kick but drops an absolute sitter, spills towards Buchan, he's just going to kick it back, Bedford there by himself. Takes a mark on the wing position. He wants to move it quickly. He doesn't have any runners though. He's got Reynolds now. Reynolds takes possession of the footy. Good on both sides of the foot. No exceptions there. Left foot finds Whitley. So Whitley too far out to score. He's going to sit it into the top of the square but didn't look. Wiley and O'Hanlon was sitting there by themselves and that's exactly where he kicked it. So Wiley takes an intercept mark, Michael Voss.
Wiley goes out towards the far side of the wing. Ball off the pack, Monaghan couldn't take the mark, ball on the ground, the chance for the ball to be picked up here by Woodbridge in actual fact. He dives in there but he couldn't get the ball out, ball falls through once again. It's a hot football in there at the moment. Symes gets the hand pass backwards and they hold firm once again here. They go in short through Buchan. The mark has been taken, attacking side of centre wing. Still 2 kicks out from goal. It's very strong win they're kicking against here, Frankston. They're not scoring, but they're not letting Edith Vale score either, aside from that first goal inside 30 seconds in this quarter as the ball is, that's a poor kick, but it's out of bounds on the full. But the time ekes away on the clock, which is what Bo Muston and Frankston will be looking for, trying to hold this Edith Vale lead to an absolute bare minimum. Kick out towards half-back. Mark's been taken by big Brett Dorr, who plays on. He goes towards half-forward, going back and take the mark. Is Jay Reynolds, who's at left half-back. He's looking for options. He goes inward towards his teammate there. He can take the mark there in Harnett. He can go. He goes towards half-forward. He's a beautiful kick of the ball, Alex Harnett. That's no exception. The mark has been taken. They can play on here, Frankston. They go towards the top of the goal square. The ball is knocked away. The ball falls free now and a quick kick out of defence, but only as far as Bedford, who takes the mark at left half forward, just before left half forward. He gets a defensive hand pass back towards Page, who can play on Jay Page. He goes towards the forward pocket. The mark has been taken there in defence for Idafale. They can clear the ball. It's just end-to-end football at the moment. No one's scoring, but it's still good football out there. These two sides know the importance of this game as the kick goes in short. It's taken by Meehan, I think that was, who went towards the hand pass, now kicked towards Bowden at half forward. He went to play and just trot on a couple of steps, but then decided against it. He's got the ball between wing and half 40, Brent Bowden. He can lay it up. He goes towards centre, he goes towards full forward. Off the pack, Darcy Walk. He's got it on the right foot. He turns around, he snaps and he puts it through. So Idafale get the all-important goal after a long delay. 5-7-37 Idafale, Frankston 3-8-26. Rye Hotel scoreboard. We've played 19 minutes. You're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Empire Fitness is a new world-class facility located in Rosebud, providing state-of-the-art bodybuilding and fitness training with no joining fees and heavy discounts for the first 200 new members. Discover more at empirefitness247.com.au, a station sponsor.
And welcome back to Regents Park, where Idafale have kicked another. They got a 5-7-37 to Frankston's 3-8-26. We've played 19 minutes thus far in the second term of footy. Back in the middle of the ground, Wiley flies and wins that one. Straight down towards Mannix. Whacks it on the right, Hoofer. Out to meet it is O'Carroll. Not O'Carroll, in fact, it's Barrett. So Barrett goes with a handball up towards Maguire. Went without a Maguire. Spills towards Muston. Comes through is Brett Sutton. Now to Dale Sutton. He's under pressure. Gets a kick away just. Goes up towards a leading Kingsbury. It's an half forward. It was a nice kick and he's got the pace to get onto the end of it is Kingsbury. He looks to move it quickly up towards Longham. But great work, Charlie Martello, to body him under it. Moves it quickly into the middle of the ground. Takes the mark is Clark. Short one over the top to Mannix. Mannix can load up if he wants. He doesn't. He goes wide instead. Don't know where he was going, but coming out to meet it is Monaghan. Monahan just whacks a fist up towards Lamb. He gets wrapped up and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 30 out from Idafale goal. So Barrett to do the ruck work against Buchan. Buchan wins that one down to Reynolds. Slick hands towards Page. Page is too slow to get rid of it. Spills to Monahan. Right shot. That goal missed.
Just like Frankston Bombers, Idafale have just been not unlucky, but they haven't taken their opportunities when they've had them. These scoreboards should be reading a lot more than what it is. Both sides just not getting it done.
Yep, I think they've kicked 2-6 this quarter. Idafale, I think it was 4-2 at... 3-2 at...
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah, it was 3-2, yep. So they've kicked 2-6. So the points just stacking on for both sides. The ball up on half-back for the Bombers. Buchan kicks it up towards Fox. No ref, that was good body work by Martello. Used the hips. It was a nice little hip and shoulder just to body it. Sam Fox under the footy.
The signal for the umpire is to push. He did not push him in the back.
No,
he used his body.
He just nudged him under the footy.
Good footy. Unfortunate.
So Fox on the end of it. On the wing position, goes up towards a leading Kingsbury. Great mark, Kingsbury. Very strong hands, Jason Kingsbury. He's got a great leap as well. Takes a nice mark in front of his opponent there. And can probably have a shot at goal if he wants. The distance will test him.
Very tough kick from this pocket, though.
It is a tough kick with that wind howling. He's going to have to start it right. Keep an eye on that one. Short pass. Marks Logan running off the ground. Looks to be quite ginger.
Yeah, he does. Taking a knock, I'd say, Long.
He's not a man that you want to be injured. So Kingsbury sets a ball sail. It's holding up in that breeze. Wiley comes through with a big fist. Fist is out towards the boundary line. So he's holding that left knee. Probably just got a knock on that left knee, I reckon.
Holding close enough, we could ask.
Holding the kneecap. But they've been good today, Frankston Bombers, just to drift across half back and stop those easy entries for EDS. They've made it difficult. I reckon they've been a bit too lamb hungry at the moment, EDS. The ball's brought back into play. Boswood takes possession of the footy, about 60 out. Goes towards the top of the square. Martello, great mark.
I love it. Get around him!
So Martello in the goal, the defensive square, goes with a short one into Batten. He's got some time, he sees that. He runs up towards half-back. Lamb up on the lead against Northover. He's been good today, Northover on Lamb. Comes through to Sutton.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah, it is on. Watch that one. So Boswood goes with a kick up towards Boswood, takes the mark on wing position. So he goes across to the middle of the ground. Nice kick, finds Bedford. So it's smart by Idafale. Northover, who's only played footy for a couple of... this is his first year of footy,
I've liked him today, Locke.
He's been good, he's tough,
he's been
and
really
he's hard
good.
at it. but it's easy to get under his skin, so I'd do that if I was Edith Vale. Ball spills out towards Fox at half forward, dives on it by Liam Harris. Handball to Grant, handball to Greeley, too hot for Greeley, goes out of bounds and out of play. So we've played 22 and a half minutes on the Rye Hotel scoreboard that reads Edith Vale 5-8-38 to Frankston's 3-8-26. So, like Short Pass said, they've kicked 2-6, but just probably had more opportunities than not and haven't taken advantage. The umpires found a free kick. No, he's going to come in and throw the ball up. Still about 35-40 out from Frankston goal.
Well, obviously been the issue for both teams today. Frankston Bombers in the first and now Edith Vale. So interesting.
So a lot of pressure out there. There's both sides really hot on the footy, so it's been good. So Grant with some pace tries to come through with it, couldn't. Martello's been good this quarter. Gets a handball towards Meehan with a sweeping handball out towards Batten. Good body work by Grant. Let his teammate Boswood to come in and give a handball back to Sutton, who sets sail at goal, pushes it left through for a minor score. So Frankston go to 3-9-27 to Edith Vale's 5-8-38. 23 and a half minutes played in this second term.
Got to try and find an open goal here, Frankston. They've had the ball in their forward line plenty of times in this quarter, but they just can't get that goal, and Edith Vale managed to kick 3 against the wind in the first quarter. You're going.
Sorry, bro. I'm just interested. Inside 50s, bro.
Yeah, obviously with each quarter it's just been going with the wind. ASP leading 15-10 in this, and in the first quarter it was also 15-10 Frankston's way.
So ball in the centre of the ground, a chance there for Mustin, a hand pass out, and they can go forward here. Frankston, that was Bedford towards Dale Sutton, who goes towards attacking 50. The ball on the ground, chance there. Well, Whitty's in there trying to get the ball out. Now the ball is picked up and tried to get the ball out to a loose Harnett there, but the umpire said no, it's going to be a ball up. So the margin is 11 points. Trees blowing here at Regent Park, 4th Avenue, Aspinall. It's 11 points the margin, and a goal here for Frankston just before half-time. It'd be just what Bo Mustin ordered as far as his side is concerned, as the kick goes out towards half-back. Centre wing, in actual fact. Mustin couldn't take the mark, ball on the ground. It's kicked forward, and another one. Just get that ball going forward. That's exactly what they're trying to do in Nick Carlin. Ball comes back, a hand pass backwards, and now a sweeping hand pass over the top towards a teammate there in Ack, who can play on, and they can go inside attacking 50. They chip the ball across towards the right forward pocket. Lamb charges out. He just taps the ball towards his teammate. It's picked up by Brett Sutton. Gets a hand pass over the top of Boswood's head. It's still a chance here for Frankston to clear. They're under pressure. Harnett's under pressure. Macari goes in short. It's a good kick by Macari. It's marked by Bedford. He can play on Jason Bedford. He goes towards the centre of the ground. He's got Grant. He goes to Greeley. The siren's beaten him. The siren has beaten them, and that quarter went just 25 minutes and 25 seconds, and at half-time the margin is 11 points. It's low scoring, but it's a good game, boys.
That it is. They were unlucky there, Frankston. That was probably their best set of play so far in this first half of footy. They were smart. They were under pressure, but they just extracted handballs. They went to the loose player on every occasion, and unfortunately, like Michael Voss said, siren beat them to it, but I thought they were brilliant in that quarter. Their defence held up really well. There was lots of occasions where they were under pressure, but they held up well. Marks Logan, Buchan, Amalfi. I thought Northover's quarter on Lamb was brilliant. He's really hard at that footy. So they'd be happy with their defence at the moment. Broads, you're out there. Mate, go for it.
Yeah, we've got Graham Yates here. Frankston to really bring it to you guys. What have you thought of the first half?
It's been a bit scrappy, tough conditions. We had our opportunities there. I think we doubled their inside 50s and just some of our turnovers.
The size of Mount Everest.
You're
so
a flog.
Very correct in saying so.
Floggy.
So the scoreboard reads Edith Vale 5-8-38 to Frankston's 3-11-29. The ball back in the middle of the ground. It'll be Macari and it'll be Wiley to do the ruck work. Wiley wins that one. Mustin straight off the square takes possession of the footy. Goes with out the handball though. Johns picks it up. Gives a handball to Walk. He gets tackled. Ball spills back to ground. Quickly on it is Arnett. Arnett goes with a quick kick forward, but Wiley just stands there and says thank you very much. Kicks it up towards Lamb and Northover. Spills over the back of them. Amalfi just taps it forward in hope Marks Logan runs on to what he does. Nice handball to Page. Nice handball to Boswood. Nice handball to Sutton, who's got it in the middle of the ground. Goes up towards an half-forward. Poor kick. No opposite foot there. Dale Sutton finds Brett Dorr. Gives a handball to a running Meehan. Runs through the middle of the ground. Looks out to a leading Lamb. Falls short. Goes to Walk. Lamb takes a footy now though. Goes with a short one at Monahan. Goes with another short one up towards Walk. Goes without it. Goes through and out of bounds. Out of play.
About 35 out from Edith Vale goal, short pass.
W-A-R-K-E, Wark.
Darcy Walk.
Walk, short pass.
I know.
Where's he walking, Micah?
Exactly, not W-A-L-K.
So Wiley wins that one down towards Mannix. Handball, absolutely no one in particular. Boswood happy to see that ball out of bounds and out of play.
Haven't you ever heard the word homonym, short pass?
I'm not part of that religion, Michael Voss.
I think I've got the right word. Words that sound the same but spelled differently.
Geez, you're a mathematician and an English genius, Michael Voss.
And the Mayor of Mornington.
What does he not provide?
And a promoter for Beaches.
He provides everything. Michael Voss is just a man of many
An avid
talents.
thong wearer, both of the underwear style and foot style, I believe.
So Kingsbury gets the possession of the footy, goes with a kick up towards the wing. Bo Mustin standing in front of his opponent on that occasion, takes the mark. In front of Brett Dorr, handball to Harnett running by himself, goes with a kick up towards Grant, who's playing out of the square. Looks like Carlin's going to have the job at him. And it goes through both of them, out of bounds and out of play. So interesting to see that they've gone with Carlin from centre-half forward. They feel that against the wind they don't need that extra tall. So Carlin's going to play a defensive back role, and it's going to be on Grant. So ball about
That'll be interesting.
20 out from Bombers' goal. Ball back into play. Longham gets the ruck work done. Falls down towards no one in particular. So comes through with it now is Fox. Tries to extract his way out with the footy, couldn't. So a media man just passing a note. It reads, busting for a pee. My back teeth floating. Don't cross to ads or Broady till I get back. Thanks, Graham. And an amazing kick off the ground by Grant. So Grant's just extracted one. Don't know how. Kicked it off the ground, Wayne Rooney style, over the back of his head. Goes through for a goal. So apologies for that. We just had a very funny note passed on by our media man. Had to read that out. Had no choice. But well done by Jared Grant to draw first blood of this second half.
Absolutely, and that note did read, don't throw to a break. So we can't throw to the break. So Roy Hotel scoreboard reads 5-8-38, Edith Vale to Frankston 4-11-35. And again on the Roy Hotel.
3 minutes, ball back in the middle. Wiley wins that one. Off the ground goes Monaghan up towards Johns. Monaghan kept running, nice handball. Nice kick into Woodbridge. Great link up out of the middle of the ground there by Edith Vale.
Just getting it done way too easy then. First use of the ball, we say week in, week out.
Especially on a small ground like this, it's vital for your players to come off the square, whether it be wing, half back, half forward, and really add that link up. And it's exactly what Edith Vale did there. So Woodbridge on the end of this one. He'll kick from about 40 metres. Strong wind against him, so it's going to take a good one. He sets the ball a sail now. Looks like he's got the distance. Does he have the accuracy? He does, and he's kicked it. Straight answer back. They'll go to 6-8-44 to Frankston's 4-11-35. We've played 3.5 minutes thus far on the Roy Hotel scoreboard.
Oh, look, great answer back, in style too. Just, again, first use of the football. Small ground, you said it. Well done, Eagles. Just answering back. Great footy, Michael Voss.
I reckon that was just about an impossible kick there by Woodbridge, but he made that look very, very easy. And the margin at the moment is 9 points as the ball comes back to the middle. And Frankston, they just haven't been able to get the 2 goals in a row there, Locke, at the moment, to get themselves in a position where they can take advantage of this wind.
They can't. So Liam Harris gets possession of footy, handball to Lockie
Batt.
Gets his head ripped off.
Get up, mate. Get up. Wasn't that bad. And I can say that because I'm standing on the sidelines calling a football game.
Boswood absolutely clotheslined there. Don't know whether it wasn't that bad, but I didn't think it was. Batten might have given it a little bit of a Joel Selwood and just helped him with the shoulder. So Batten goes up to a leading Woodbridge, stands in front of him is Burr, takes a nice mark. Burr looks out wide, he's got a runner, it's in Sutton. Monaghan, nice fist from behind though, comes through with the footy as well, does a spinning pirouette, handball inside to Van Dyke, looks inboard, Lamb on the lead, and that time Northover couldn't do anything about it because he stuck out those dukes and took a lovely mark.
Yeah, look, every day full forward kind of lead then, just bum out, dukes out, nowhere near getting a hold of the ball then. Even the Golden Fist couldn't do it. No. Well done, Lamb.
So kicks this one, and he's kicked they've kicked 2 early ones in this second half of footy. We've played 5.5 minutes thus far in this third quarter. Tom Lamb starts his run up now, sets the ball a sail. He's got the distance easy. Does he have the accuracy? Yeah. Yes, he does. So he kicks their 7th. They'll go to 7-8-50 to Frankston's 4-11-35. We played 5.5 minutes. You're listening to the voice of Peninsula football.
Hi, I'm Jack, and my dad is Pete from the Mornington and Rosebud Telstra stores. I just want to let you know, NBN is coming to the Mornington Peninsula, and all of our team are here to help.
Call us now on 1300 My Telstra. That's 1300 698 357.
So we've played 6 minutes thus far in this third term. The score reads 7-8-50 to Frankston's 4-11-35. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Ball back in the middle. Macari wins that one. Kicks it up towards half forward. Meehan leading Reynolds to the footy. He's been good today, Meehan. Gets possession of the footy now. Goes up towards the wing position. Goes over those players' heads. Sutton tries to go through with it. Couldn't. Quickly on it is Woodbridge. Handball too hot for walk. So Amalfi on the end of it. Just sends one up towards centre half forward. Bo Muston's got to have the fist from behind. Does. At the fall, the ball is Harnett. Takes possession of it, gets his kick well smothered, spills towards Van Dyke, goes with a short one out towards Mannix, couldn't take the mark, so Reynolds does instead. Nice mark. He's got Fox on the lead, sits it on his head, nice fist from behind by Meehan, spills out the back. Carlin and Longham in a foot race. Carlin wins that one, just whacks it off the fist, hoping for distance. He's got a runner in Batten. Good work, Batten needs to pick the footy up now. Just Boonah-nahs it up towards his teammate in Monahan, goes over Page's head. Out on the lead is Clark and Lamb. It was a beautiful kick. Lamb just couldn't take the mark. Comes through with it now. Gets possession of the footy. He's got some numbers there. It's Monahan. Goes in short towards Woodbridge. Well done, Northover. Chips away from it. Goes with a quick kick up towards centre half forward. Grant comes out to meet it. Quick turnaround. Top of the square. And Mullins had left his opponent in Fox, and Fox was in the goal square by himself. Well spotted by Grant. Kicks an easy one. And Frankston kicked their sixth. Fifth, in fact, they go to 5-11-41 and get one back.
Well done by Derek Grant then, just to see his opponent there in Fox just lurking in the goal square. Well done, well played by the Bombers there. Bossy.
He had to get through somehow because he was in a bit of traffic there, and he
turned in a dime, didn't he?
It was a beautiful kick by Grant. Anita Fale, obviously with a 9-point lead, but that was a goal that Frankston needed. They've got basically 20 minutes of wind assisted time left, and they've got to make it pay in this third quarter as the ball is thrown up by the umpire. It's knocked down by Wiley. It's taken for Edafale. They go forward towards Lamb, who leads out, but also there was Clark off the hands of the pack. It goes at goal and misses. There was Lockie Batten.
Had a lot more time than what he thought there. Batten probably could have run another 10 steps.
7-9-51, plays 5-11-41. Edafale they've kicked 5 goals against the wind, and Frankston haven't kicked a goal, and that's basically the difference in the whole game. As the kick goes out towards Harnett, it carries over Alex Harnett's head. It's free kick for holding the man, free kick to Frankston, and if you don't give it back the ball, you've got to give 50. Mind you, Hartnett wasn't exactly letting him up there. I'd be an advocate for 50 there, I really would.
Would it be, Vossi? That's
short
a horrible
pass.
call.
That is a horrible call.
Short pass to Mark taken by Boswell. Well, he was holding the ball up, and it's wasting time. That's the way I look at it.
Alex Harnett was sitting on him, Michael Voss.
Exactly, he was getting rolled like a bloody turkey.
And then he let him up, and then he still didn't hand the ball back.
Pushed him over.
Oh, come on. Come on. The ball's in the
Put your
attacking
whistles
50
away.
for Frankston. 51-41 is the score as the ball to be thrown back into play. A goal here would certainly help Frankston's cause. Macari got the ball down. Quick kick. Goes only as far as Bedford. He manages to turn around. He got the hand pass out, but it was a hot hand pass, and now the kick goes down towards centre wing. The mark has been taken by Buchan. Buchan goes in short. Dangerous looking kick. He's got to go back and get his own ball now, or in fact get some help down there. They go in short, and the kick goes in, and the mark has been taken by Wade Symes, defensive side of centre wing. They're asking a few questions here, Frankston. They've just got to try and get some better ball into their forward line, and they're asked to play on. Symes pushes his opponent away, goes towards the centre wing. The mark has been taken. They can go forward here. They can go forward with purpose, hopefully for their sake. Long kick it was by Greeley towards attacking 50. The ball inside attacking 50, and Meehan just wanting to see the ball towards the line, and does. The margin is 10 points. We've played 10 minutes in the third quarter, and this is a hot game of football, Lockie Kelly.
That it is, Michael Voss. They were lucky to get away with that, Frankston. It came off the side of the boot and fell into Greeley's hands. Fortunate for them. To the ball in the 54 Bombers. Ball back into play. Kingsbury tries to go with it. Meehan comes to instead. Gets wrapped up.
Jared Grant just he's drawing two opponents every lead, so Bombers need to capitalise on that.
They do. As Kingsbury gets wrapped up again. So about 35 out from goal here for the Bombers. It'll be Wiley and Macari to do the ruck work. Macari wins that one. Down towards Martello though. Martello just extracted the footy and went off. He goes with a quick kick up into the middle of the ground. Oh, unfortunate there, Darcy Walk. The shortest man in the footy field. If it had sat right, he was off. But it sat right for the Bombers. Nice kick there by Mark Logan up towards Harnett. Looks like Mannix has got the job with him in this second half. He goes to run up to the top of the square. He's going to go to Grant. Grant's going to fly against two. Manages to get the ball to Grant, but it's going to race out of bounds and out of play. Nice little hip and shoulder by Meehan just to send Grant over the line.
There was a fence, he would have been fenced.
He would have been, but the Edith Vale fence around here fortunately doesn't have the chicken wire that
No, it doesn't.
flows around underneath. Just the wooden
It's got the pole.
uprights with the steel pole. Probably hurt a little bit more actually than
would.
the old chicken wire fence. So the umpire's found a free kick there for kicking in danger. It's going to go to Cal Van Dyke. As you look to the heavens, short pass. Hopefully the rain stays away.
I think it will. I think the
we'll get it.
sun's trying to come out a bit.
So Van Dyke looks out wide. It was a poor kick up towards Brett Dorr, and it'll go out of bounds and out of play. Right in front of the Bombers' interchange gates.
Red Hill up by 16 points, so that game has changed, Lock.
Yeah, it has. So they kicked away. Good for Lane Warren. So 12 minutes played this quarter, 10 points the difference. Either far lead, you feel that Frankston need to get in front if they're any chance. Took too long there, did Macquarie, and Greeley was all over him. So Greeley will get the free kick for holding the ball. Got possession of the footy now. Too far out to score, you'd think, for Greeley. Another player's hands and you'd think there'd be every chance. He's just going to have to sit it to the top of the square. He's going to give a handball over to Reynolds. He's tied up against the boundary line. Got to do a bit of work. That was poorly disposed of by Frankston. The ball in the forward line for them now. Martello just goes with a clearing kick. Had to be good, was. He got some distance. First on it is Sutton, though. That's Brent. He's under pressure. Through it. Handball to Johns. Handball to O'Hanlon. They're out here, Edith Vale, if they can get onto the end of it. He does now, Monaghan. Looks up. Got leading out is Clark, but it was a poor kick. Boswood chipped it off. Gives me a handball back to Mark Logan. They're settled now, Frankston. Page with a sweeping handball up towards Boswood on the wing. Needs to pick it up and dispose of it. Does to Sutton. Under pressure. Handball wasn't great. Goes inboard looking for Boswood. Dives on the footy. Manages to get back to Sutton. But great work. Mannix just never gave up. Goes with a handball up towards Monaghan. Mark Logan hot on his hammer. And they're both happy to see it out of bounds and out of play. Far on the wing position.
Missed opportunity there by Frankston Bombers. Just indecisive with the ball. Go back, have a kick, pop it up. You got Grant down there. Runners, follow the ball. Grant's going to bring it to ground. Goal. Silly.
Was silly, so the ball brought back into play. Boswood trying to bully his way through, went without the footy though. Gets quickly wrapped up is Greeley, so the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. True wing position here at Regents Park, where the score reads either fail 7-9-51, Frankston 5-11-41, 13 and a half played. Ball spills to ground. Didn't have it there was Steve Mannix. So Macari just a bit silly against Brett Dorr. He's going to get a free kick for it. Players coming in to remonstrate.
You've got to be careful because it's going to be turned in a minute.
So Brett Dorr was silly against Macari there and just gave him one. They had the free kick, but it's going to go to Macari now instead. So Macari on the wing position for Frankston. Just going to set sail and hope that they can have a fly from half forward. Spills over the back. Wiley first on it. Gives a handball back towards Meehan. Meehan's got a couple of decisions to make. Makes a good one. Goes short to Van Dyke at half back. Goes with another short one. Just a little bit further on to Mannix. He's looking to hold the ball up now, just chip his way into the forward line. That's the way they've been playing their footy against the wind, and they've been doing it well. He's going to go up towards half forward. Bucken flies. Absolutely no hands on the footy, and Walk just sits behind him and takes a mark. He's got Lamb on the move with North over. Just read that footy better, did Lamb. Spills to Clark, takes a shot at goal, kicks it out in the full.
Just confirming that half-time score at Pines was 8-7-55 to YCW 110-16.
110, geez, that's disappointing.
What do you reckon about that, Michael Voss? Saw you banging on the footy show again about the bloody YC Stone Cats. How much you love them. Oh, I love them.
No, I do. But no, look.
I love them.
Doesn't matter about that result. If Frankston loses, still in the 5 short pass.
Yeah. But I get smashed.
They are getting smashed.
Pines are in some serious form, there's no doubt about that. Poor kick from Mannix there, chopped off by Bucken, takes a nice mark on the wing position. So Bucken looks up, he's got the wind with him, so he's going to sit it up to half forward. And again, they didn't look at half forward, they kick up with the wind and hope that there's a player there, but there hasn't been on any occasion. And Mannix takes an uncontested mark.
Lost their way, I think, a bit, Lock, in this quarter.
They have. Grant needs to lead up and make an option from full forward. There's clearly no other option there. So the ball kicked up towards Bowden. He goes inboard, finds Dorr by himself. He's got to switch on if he wants it, but he's going to go direct instead, I reckon. He plays on. There was no one standing to mark. Runs to the centre of the ground. He's got Lamb on the move. He's in front of Northover. It spills to ground. Walk quickly on it with Boswood. Boswood gets a handball to Kingsbury. Just handball to no one. Harris comes through with it. Goes with a sweeping handball in the Lamb direction. Well done, Northover. Just to come through with a double fist. And fisted out of bounds and out of play.
The golden double, Lock.
The golden double. Spud Frawley would have been happy with that one. There's no doubt about that. We've played 16 minutes in this third term. Score reads Edith Vale 7-9-51. Frankston 5-11-41. 10 points of difference. You really feel that Frankston need to get in front in this third quarter if they're any chance of winning this game of footy. Here's the man that needs to lift. Harnett goes with one up towards the wing. Spills to ground. Edith Vale got the numbers. Batten to Martello. Goes for a chip kick to Ack. Coming to meet outside is Boswood. Well done. He stepped up a notch. Tried to shrug one off. Could have been holding the ball. Could have been high. Umpire said neither. I'll throw it up. Thank you very much. So good decision there by the umpire. Could have gone either way. And he balled it up, just wanted to touch himself. Throws it up now, tried to extract the footy. Is Macari, gets a handball out towards Symes, who goes backwards to Reynolds. He's just going to whack it in forward and hope for a mark. Umpire's found a free kick. Amalfi has given it against Woodbridge. They were both wrestling each other, and the umpire said Amalfi just had too much of Woodbridge and it's holding the man.
Amalfi just needs to calm down here. He's getting a bit hot under the collar, Lock.
So Woodbridge with possession of the footy at half back for the Eagles. Looks out wide. He's got Maguire to fly against Macari. The wind's going to drift that. Nearly go out in the full, but the umpire said no, that's touched. So it'll be a boundary throw in right in front of the commentary position here. Boundary umpires tend to get a bit nervous when the camera's on them, so we'll see how this throw-in is. It's brilliant. Great throw-in. So Macari does the ruck work against Barrett. Nice fist by Macari. Goes forward. On it quickly is Symes. Goes for a handball to Muston. Too hot for him. Harris dives on the footy and gets wrapped up nice and quick, Michael Voss.
Yes, so we're 18 minutes into the third quarter, and as you said, next goal is absolutely crucial as far as Frankston are concerned. They need to be in front because they're going against the wind in the last quarter. Ball comes out. Sutton, Dale tried to attack it. So well cut off there by Ack. Now quick kick by Reynolds towards half forward. Off the hands of the pack. Greeley's got it. Good tackle by Steve Mannix. Haven't called his name a lot today, Steve Mannix.
No, he's as soon as Harnett started getting his hands on a footy, Mannix went straight to Harnett. So I reckon he's had the roll on him today, and I reckon he's done pretty well since that first quarter.
Good tackle applied there by Fox, and the umpire says I'm going to hold the ball up once again. So they're in scoring distance here, but they need to make this count. They've only scored the 5 goals for the day, and they have not scored one against the wind, so it's hard to see them chasing down some sort of lead in the last quarter with that in mind. Quick kick around the corner there for Edifale by Maguire it was. It's taken down, a quick kick forward by Liam. Harris was smothered. Over the top goes the ball there by Amalfi. It's hot in there at the moment. Meehan got the ball out, so they tried to keep the ball in, but the umpire said no. That is absolutely a hot ball there, short pass.
Oh, Vossi, just body's crunching, mate. It is just hot in there.
We are really close to the boundary line, and we can hear the hits, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful sound.
How strong is Brett Dorr, boys?
Isn't he just incredible?
Reynolds had a hold of his right arm, and he just shook him off. Reynolds a very strong tackler.
Like a booger on a finger.
Get off me.
Yep.
He's a very strong man and a handy player to have back in the Edith Vale side, but it's a nice tap by Macari to Harnett. Runs to 50, sets sail. Started at left, brought it back right, but brought it back too far right. Goes through for a minor score. I tell you what, Harnett, when he gets his hands on the footy and it extracts and bursts out of the pack, is very dangerous looking, but just couldn't get that goal. I tell you what, if he kicked it, the momentum.
The crowd gets excited.
The momentum would have shifted. It happened in the grand final. Harnett ran to about 40 and kicked a goal at Frankston Park, and I've never heard a bigger roar in local football. As the ball's brought back into play, unlucky. Mustin did some good work against Morris just to get the fist in, but unfortunately for him, went out of bounds and out of play. So about 40 out from Bombers' goal. The boundary umpire to do the work, bring the ball back in. It'll be Barrett. It'll be Macari to do the ruck work. The ball brought back in now. Barrett wins that one only as far as Harnett. Handball to a running Sutton. Gives a handball back towards Greeley, who's been good today. He gives a handball to no one in particular. Handball back there towards Fox. Goes for a chip kick in towards Harnett. But well done, Sam Monahan, to take the mark in front of Harnett. If he didn't take that, Harnett was going to, and he's a good kick of the footy, he's Harnett. So Monahan, who's been brilliant today, I find, was best on against Bombers last game and has been probably close to best on today. Goes with a kick up towards Bowden, but well roved by their Frankston. Goes with a quick kick forward. Grant just sitting at the back of the pack, left foot snap, hits the post.
Dribble
Goes through
kick.
for a minor score.
Dribble kick, Jason Dunstall not happy with that.
Oh, there's no way he could have drop punted that.
No, that's true. No, true. But I'm just saying he wouldn't be happy with it though.
So quick kick out towards half back.
that's around the
Woodbridge
neck.
cops one around the neck, but still extracts the footy. Handball to a running Mullins. He's got some pace. Left foot. Great pressure, Jason Kingsbury, just to tackle him as he kicked it.
You know the good thing about this game today, and it's two local teams, and they're loud, they're really supporting their teams, and it's just a really good atmosphere to be in.
Yeah, it's just fantastic, isn't it?
As we touched on earlier, Frankston Bombers really travel well, and they really travel well and create a lot of momentum for their side even when they're away. So it's brilliant for a local football club to do that, because a lot of clubs out there don't travel. So the ball goes backwards from Page to Reynolds. Goes with a short one towards centre half back to Burr. Just loses his balance a bit, but manages to pick the footy up. Goes with a sweeping handball to Reynolds. They're under pressure here, Bombers. They need to find a quick option. Goes out towards Bedford. Nice fist from Ack. Great work by Campbell Ack to get that fist out of bounds and out of play. Right in front of the commentary position here at Regents Park. We've played 21 and a half minutes. The score reads Eden Fale 7-9-51 to Frankston's 5-13-43. Pressure on the boundary umpire. Nice throw in again. He's been good today. Macari dives in front of Barrett. Takes a nice fist, but Van Dyke extracts a footy. Bombers crowd want holding the ball. He took possession of the footy. Got wrapped up. Absolutely not holding the ball. You're dreaming.
Isn't it funny listening to the crowd? It wasn't. There was no pride. Get on with it.
But Barrett wins that one. Sutton tries to bully his way through. Macari gets the footy. Goes with a quick left foot snap. Longham drops a sitter. Martello quickly on it as well as Malfi. Amalfi tries to get the footy out, but only as far as Dorr. Gets a sweeping handball. Bedford first on it. Well tackled Batten. They want in the back. He landed on his side. Handball out by Kingsbury towards Fox. Just bounces the footy to himself. Sits the ball at the top of the square. Grant and Carlton contest, and there was three Edafale players there to come back and assist with a nice fist out of bounds and out of play.
They need more people. Frankston Bombers need more people at the fall of the ball. It is obvious. It's happening every time they enter 50. It just needs to change. Otherwise, they're not looking good here.
The ball brought back into play, about 15 out from Frankston's goal. Comes to ground. Woodbridge goes for a handball. Finds him now. Handball then to Mannix. Goes with a kick up towards the wing position. Tries to come to his and Bowden now. Gives a handball back towards Batten and Fox. Fisted out of bounds now to play by Fox.
Batten had to be good then. Fox just out-muscled him.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Fox just needs to get some of the footy now. He's been put up to the middle of the ground to get his hands on it. He's been quiet in these last two quarters. Ball brought back into play. Macari wins that one. Tries to come through with the footy as well. Dropped it. Ball spills to Mannix. Dived on by Amalfi. Manages to find its way out to Reynolds. Goes with a quick snap forward. It's 2-on-1. Great fist by Dorr, who's the fall of ball. First on it is Mullins. Tries to come through with it. Harnett extracts the footy. Shrugs off two. Kicks it goal, but the boundary umpire said that it was out of bounds and out of play before he kicked it.
Dorr actually spoiled his own man then in the end, because the Frankston player was out of the contest. In the end, stuck his hand over his own teammate and spoiled him. Broads.
So 50s for Frankston in this quarter. I think they've kicked 2 goals, maybe 1. So they've just been really poor and inefficient going forward. That move for Jared Grant up the full forward has not been working at all.
No, they just haven't been smart enough, Frankston. Obviously, short pass touched on early in the quarter that Eden Fale were going 2 up, and that's how Fox kicked his goal early in this quarter, but they haven't done anything since. So the ball brought back into play. Some Shepherd work done off the ball. Umpire didn't see it. Meehan tries to give a handball away only as far as Reynolds. He gets it stripped from him. Monahan comes through, tackled nicely by Fox. And it's on in there.
Yeah, it is on.
Wiley, the big fella, just running through. Dorr taking on 3 of them and doing it easy.
Surprise, Amalfi's right in there too.
Yeah, but Dorr had 3 of them and was beating them comfortably. Amalfi was one of them.
Would have been like the cartoons, just bodies flying everywhere.
It was. So the ball on the 54. The Bombers. Boundary umpires found a free kick. Macari did too much work in the ruck against Wiley, and Wiley's going to get a free kick for it.
Dorr just letting Amalfi know too. Thanks for that.
So Wiley goes to the middle of the ground. It had to be a good kick. It was beautiful. Finds Macquarie. I say Macquarie again, but it's Macquarie. He goes out wide towards Mannix. Got the ball in the wing position. Nice kick towards Johns. Takes a mark in front of his opponent, Burr.
Too far out to score, especially against this wind. So in front of the Rye Hotel scoreboard, he's going to put it in. It's a poor kick.
Poor kick.
It's an absolutely stinker of a kick, and Frankston can link up and go through the middle of the ground through Page. Page looks up. That was disgusting.
That was worse.
Finds Monahan. Monahan's going to whack it back in quick. He goes up towards Maguire. Maguire gets his kick spoiled. It's well done by Buck, and he spoiled it and was quick to rove it. He looks up. He goes to absolutely no one. The Bombers have done it most of this quarter. They look to half forward. They just blaze away. There's been no one there on every occasion.
It's like kick to kick in the backyard, isn't it, Michael Voss?
Everyone gets a kick.
So Meehan on the end of it goes up towards half forward now, spills over the back, goes out of bounds and out of play, right in front of the Rye Hotel scoreboard that says we played 25 and a half minutes. Edith Vale 7:9:51, Frankston 5:13:43. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Like the boys touched on, it's going from half back to half back.
Yeah, absolutely. As we said, if Bombers can't kick a goal here, they're going to be in strife in the last.
It's going to be a tough one from here if they can't get in front in the last quarter as Bedford. He's got the foot pace, tries to chew off more than he can, manages to get a handball away towards Muston, goes with one up towards Harnett. Under his hammer is Meehan, so he goes inboard. Poor handball, finds Harris, goes for a chip kick. I reckon he panicked then, Harris. Almost pooed himself. Finds Harnett, goes to the top of the square. Nice fist from Carlin. He's been good on Grant. He's had some teamwork out there by Morris. Goes with a handball over the top to Martello. Nice kick, finds Liam Harris up on the wing position, or I should say half back.
If you were Graham Yates, if you were Yatesy, you'd say attack, or would you just slow play down? Because surely it's not too much time.
Slow play down. And keep possession of the footy. Don't let Frankston score. If they can go in at the end of the day, being at the end of the...
Wouldn't it hurt them if they could score?
Yeah, it would, but I mean, you're comfortable keep a lead now.
Yep.
So Mark Logan tries to extract the footy, walk. He's got some pace, just come onto the ground. Tries to run through with it. Sutton stops him and wraps the ball up.
We saw 2 goals in the second quarter. The second quarter went 25 and a half. We've had 4 goals this quarter. It's 27 and a half. I reckon there's only seconds to go, and Frankston are going to be behind going into the last quarter, going against the wind. Hard ask.
So Wiley wins that one at Woodbridge, gives a handball to Monahan, gets tackled, and the umpire said you threw it. So Harnett will be the onto that, holding the ball. So Harnett deep in defence for the Bombers. Looks out wide. He's got Brett Sutton. He's going to go in that direction. It has to be a good kick. It was. I reckon they're pretty lucky Harnett was on the end of that one.
Get it.
Finds Brett Sutton. So he goes with a short one over the top. Finds Mark Logan. He looks up. He doesn't have much. He's got Amalfi on the lead. Finds himself in front of Woodbridge.
Barrel it.
So Amalfi's got the ball on the wing position. He's going to do exactly that without the barrel. Goes up towards forward line. Great mark, McMahon. He's been brilliant all day, whether it be Dorr or whether it be Meehan. They've been fantastic taking those marks and playing the exact role that Frankston defence was in that second term. And there's the three-quarter time siren. So the scoreboard will read at three-quarter time. Edith Vale 7:9:51 to Frankston's 5:13:43. 8 points the difference here at Regents Park Reserve.
I forgot where we were.
I did forget where we were.
It's very exciting.
Edith Vale to Frankston's 5:11:41. We said that Frankston needed to be in front at three-quarter time. They're 10 points down. It's 2 kicks.
It's going to be hard.
Wind hasn't been as much in the first half as we get that gust.
Swirlier.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. Wiley wins that one. Who's first on it? It's Mannix. Goes with a quick kick forward. Harris leads a foot race. Gets possession of the footy. Can't take a clear possession though. Gets it fisted away from him. O'Hanlon comes through, picks the footy up. Goes with a handball backwards towards Wiley and Mannix. They spoil each other. Sutton extracts the footy. Quick kick forward. Longham on a lead against Martello. Nice fist by Martello, but he extracts it somehow. Longham shrugs off one. Goes short towards Boswood. Poor kick. Out to meet it is Meehan. Handball to Carlin on the run. Goes up towards O'Hanlon. He's got some time. He's by himself. They've got an extra number over the top if he wants him. It's Woodbridge. Goes there now. Nice kick. Finds him. He's off quickly. He can run to about 60 and have a shot at goal if he wants, but he's unselfish. Great vision. Goes short. Finds Batten. Smart there by Woodbridge just to lower his eyes and go into Batten. Could have well and truly blazed away and gone for home.
What's that, Michael Voss?
Within his rights to do so, but that's good team play, and Batten probably should go back and kick this now.
He should.
I'm surprised you're saying that, Michael Voss, because he's got quite the moustache, and we know you don't like him. So
he's also got quite the mohawk happening.
He does.
It's a very serious haircut as he walks in, sets the ball sail. It's great off the boot and straight through the hay diddle. So they get first blood. They go to 8:9:57 to Frankston's 5:11:41 in the first minute and a half.
puts the lead out to 16 points, and it's going to be a tough task for Frankston from here.
Yeah, look, you'd think so. Frankston very, very... well, look, their third quarter just they couldn't put the score on the board. So, for EDF to come back in the last and kick it within a minute and 35, really easy.
We've seen scores, we've seen goals and behinds, but we've seen early scores happening early in each of the quarters so far. And look, to be honest, it's just made it that much harder for Frankston with that goal by Batten.
That it has. Quick kick off the ground by Fox, goes forward, but manages to find its way back into Liam Harris's hands. Goes with a quick kick out towards the wing position, looking for Johns. Bedford first on it, but boundary line beats them both. So the score reads 8-9-57 to Frankston's 5-11-41. 16 points the difference. We played 2 minutes in this last term. Ball brought back into play out in the true wing position. Fist nice by Macari. Dale Sutton straight through with the footy. Quick kick forward. Longhammer out to meet it. Door there for a hand. Gives a handball up towards Maguire. Spills to the ground now. First on it is Martello. Goes for a handball. Chopped off by Kingsbury. Handball to Boswood. Handball to Whitley. Runs into open goal. Kicks it. Keeps them a serious sniff. They'll go to 6-11-47 to EDS 8-9-57. 2.5 minutes played. You're listening to RWP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Did you know that the Bendigo Community Bank branches support our local sporting clubs? Our sponsor, the Bendigo Community Bank branches in Rye, Dramana and now in Rosebud, are supporting the local community and putting the people back into banking.
So good answer back there by Frankston. Straight out of the middle, kick to goal. Ball back in the middle now. Wiley wins that one down towards Mannix. Spills to Harnett though. Harnett just whacks it on the boot. They've got the momentum all of a sudden. Great work, Brett Dorr, to drift off his man. Whitley just let him do it. Shouldn't have. Looks to move it quickly out towards half forward. Bowden takes a nice mark out in front of Mark Logan. He looks to move it quickly back in there. He's got Clark on the lead against Buchan. He's got some distance on him, Clark, and takes an easy one. Buchan just lost touch there, and Clark was off. He's got a very quick first 5 metres as Matthew Clark took the mark right out in front of Buchan and has the opportunity to get one back. We've played 3.5 minutes in this last term. They're 10 points up the Dales. Goes back and kicks this, sends it back out to 16. He sets a ball sail. He fell as he kicked it and hits the woodwork. So as soon as he fell, I thought he was not much chance. Goes through for a minor score, so it sends it out to 11 points. 8-10-58 to Frankston 6-11-47. 4 minutes played in this last term. Amalfi with the footy just needs to go long and direct. It's exactly what he's going to do. Goes up towards the middle of the ground. Kingsbury flies, can't take the marks. Ball spills to Bedford. Handballs to Fox. Handballs back to Macari. He's just going to whack it on the boot. Go up towards centre half forward. Dorr's going to fly against Whitley. Mismatch. Dorr takes an easy one. Whitley just holds him up and Dorr threw a nice elbow into his guts. Little rib tickler. Umpire was there but said it was fair. So Dorr comes out wide towards O'Hanlon. Just found himself by himself. Lazy by Harnett, not to man him up. So O'Hanlon goes in towards centre half forward. Finds Batten. Batten takes a mark at centre half forward. Goes with a quick one towards Lamb. Just shrugged North over. So good work, Lamb. Just doubled back, came out, took a mark. Hasn't been seen much of the footy in this second and third quarter. And will have an opportunity to extend the lead to 17 points here. We've seen Frankston players kick 2 goals from here. So start it left, bring it back right with that wind. He'll set the ball sail. He kicks now. It's good off the boot. It's a goal. Yeah. So Lamb says thank you very much. They go to 9-10-64 to Frankston 6-11-47. 5 minutes played on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. You're listening to RWP, the voice of Peninsula football.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Phone 9787-4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
And welcome back to Regents Park. We've played 5 minutes and the lead is extended. It's 9-10-64 to 6-11-47. It's 17 points the difference. In other news, Frankston YCW have kicked 1 goal in 3 quarters of footy at Pines. Not great for them. 2 players already off in that last half. So probably positive signs for the Bombers, but they need to worry about this game at the moment as Johns looks to drive forward. Finds Clark at half forward. He's got a runner in Harris who's going to be all by himself. Wade Symes just lost touch. And he takes the mark about 35 straight in front.
Oh, it's disappointing for Frankston Bombers, Locke and Vossi. It's just... it's almost like they've stopped playing. Edith Vale just getting the job done, moving the ball too easily. They need to find a gear here.
They do. The momentum needs to shift. There's no doubt about that. Someone needs to do something big to be a bit of a sniff here, Frankston. But Harris can put this probably well and truly out of Frankston's reach. If he can go back and kick this, it'll be 23 points of difference. He starts at left. It's working its way back. And left at left. So it goes through for a minor score. They'll go to 9-11-65 to Frankston 6-11-47. We played 6.5 minutes in this last term of football. Bombers need to do something extreme here to kick 3 goals against the win, Michael Voss.
They really do, and I don't think they're going to do it somehow. I think Edafale are going to create enough chances. It's a long kick, goes down the middle towards the centre of the ground, going up Grant. Ball falls to ground, North over, a hand pass. Another one ends up with Fox. It was smothered. He did well, Sam Fox, to hold his ground and get the ball out. When the play opened up, he was there.
Better.
A chance taken by Sutton. He runs to 55, Dale Sutton. He has a go, but he's dropped short, and the ball is off the hands of the Edafale player down there, Nick Carlin, and through from behind. So Edafale stay at 65. Frankston are at 48. And Frankston, real hard ask, and that score at Pines was 10-10-70 to 112-18 at 3/4 time. So Pines are going to win that game, and well, I don't think percentage will end up coming down to it, but nevertheless, it's a thrashing there by Pines over YCW as the ball comes back into play. It's knocked down there by Wiley. It's taken for Frankston by Jared Grant, old Spindles. He gets a hand pass over. And not going too far once again. The umpire says, I'm going to ball it up. We've played 8 minutes in the last quarter. Edafale are playing like winners, boys. They're 17 points in front.
That they are. They're looking good, but all it takes is one momentum shift. We know that.
That's
Bombers are good like that. Monahan extracts it, goes with a quick kick up towards centre half forward. Manages to find its way through to Lamb, just fists it off the ground. Well done, North over to get the kick off the ground. Finds Woodbridge though. Handball to Batten. Looks across the ground. He's got Meehan that's run off half back by himself. Greeley will chase. Picks the ball up now. Shrugs him off easy. Goes with a kick up towards Matthew Clark on the lead. It's just in front of him. He can run onto it. He does now. Looks inboard. Walk or Batten, take your pick. And well done there by Jared Amalfi. He knew that Walk was trying to do the block, so jumped over the top of him and made it look a little bit worse than what it was, and will get the free kick for it. So
Completely suck it in.
Malfi's got possession of the footy in the middle of the defence for them. He goes out wide towards Bedford against Monahan, and Bedford couldn't get there, and Monahan takes a nice mark in front of him, so it's going to be pumped back in nice and quick. Batten on a short lead, finds him about 55 out from goal. Probably go the close to distance here. Bowden out the back by himself if he wants him, didn't see him. Batten's going to back himself. He pulls the right sock up.
He kicked a goal from here at the start of the last quarter.
Yeah, he did.
So he's going to go back and he'll just do the same thing. He'll just kick it left and bring it back.
So he'll set the ball sail now. That looks good off the boot again.
He's
does
done
he have
it
the
again.
distance? Yes, he does. He puts it straight through the hay diddle diddle. We haven't heard much of his name so far in this game, but that last quarter he's really turned it on. They'll go to 10-11-71 to Frankston 6-12-48. We've played 9.5 minutes on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. You're listening to RPP, the voice of Peninsula football.
The Rye Hotel's been around for 80 years and is renowned for their good old-fashioned service and hospitality. Phone 5985-2277 or visit the Rye Hotel at 2415 Point Nepean Road, Rye.
So they extend the lead to 23 points to the Eagles. Ball back in the middle. Wiley wins that one. Down towards that man who just kicked it. Batten gets quickly wrapped up. So the ball's still in the middle of the ground here at Regents Park Reserve. So the only positive thing really to come out of this for Frankston is that YC are losing, but Bombeach are in front, so they'll draw even with the Bombers, and they'll both be 2 points out of the 5. Quick kick forward up towards Lamb. Couldn't get a mark, so it's fisted away. Spills down towards Brett Sutton. Took too long to get rid of it, but the umpire said, I'll throw the ball up, thank you.
Should have been ping for holding then. Took him on.
He did, but the umpire disagreed. So the ball about 45 out from goal. Big fist from Bowden. Spills out towards Ack. Gives a handball back to Johns. Goes with a short one into Mannix. He's too far out to score though for Mannix, I reckon. He wheels around on the right. It's going to go to the top of the square. Lamb will fly from behind! Lamb set on his head but dropped a sitter.
Dropped a sitter? He's about 8 foot in the air.
He had 2 hands on the footy and dropped it. So the ball spills to ground. Quick kick out towards Marks Logan. Finds it in the pocket, but geez, that was a massive fly. If we had brought that down, that would have been massive. The ball spills to ground out on half back for the Bombers. Spills out towards Mannix though. Ack, handball to Van Dyke. Snap from 50. It's going to go to the top of the square. Bowden will fly. Drops a sitter. Uncontested, needed to take that, but I reckon he was a bit worried about what was behind him in the point post.
Yeah.
And he'll go through for a minor score.
What was running at him.
So Amalfi to bring it back in quickly, just didn't look, goes over O'Hanlon's head just. Foot race, O'Hanlon, Boswood. Edie Asp have got the numbers if he can pick it up. He can't pick it up. Manages to now, gives a handball to Martello. Well done, Martello, just shrugged his shoulders and off he went. Quick kick in towards Walk, went for distance, finds Bowden now, runs through Sutton. Jeez, he saw Sutton because he ran straight through him. And gets well wrapped up there by Mark Logan, right on the 50-metre line for the Eagles. Bowden saw himself.
Unintentional elbow to the nose here of Sutton.
Sutton's got blood.
Yeah, no, does he? Yeah, he does from the gob.
Yeah.
So the ball spills out towards wing position. Muston Strong comes out to meet it in front of Johns. Goes with a left foot up to a leading Longham. Nice fist from behind by Martello. Mullins just there to help him. Gets possession of the footy. Nice shepherd by Martello. Goes with a short one. Bombers wanted out the full, but they say no, it's a mark. So Muston grabbing at that left hamstring, whether it's
both hammies, I think they're locked.
Whether it's cramp or whether it's soreness, we're not sure. So the ball in the middle of the ground now. O'Hanlon takes the footy, looks up towards half forward. Batten takes a mark in front of Buchan. Looks to move it in quickly. Nice kick, finds Walk at centre half forward. He can sit back and take his time. And he'll set the ball sail from about 55. He's only a little fella Walk, so it's a question whether he's got the leg, but that wind is blowing pretty heavily down to that ground. There's no doubt about that. Bo Musson looks very sore. We hope for him it's just cramp. Looks to be grabbing that left groin, Brody.
Where you going, short pass?
Game on the bench, and he was in full forward when he did come on, so I would say that he's probably copped a knock at some point.
So Darcy Walk set the ball sail from about 55, but pushed it right for a minor score. The scoreboard reads 10-13, 73 to Frankston 6-12, 48. We've played 13 minutes in this last term of football, 25 points the difference.
I think they are home from here, the Edithvale side, and they'll maintain second spot on the ladder as the kick comes out towards Jared Grant, who takes the mark. In the centre of the ground. No, they're home, lock, end of story. Grant goes inside, attacking 50. They're not going to kick 4 goals against this win, no way. Ball knocked out towards the scoreboard and goes over for a boundary throw.
Completely died,
I look
Michael
across
Voss.
the ground, Vossi, and those trees are barely moving.
Nothing.
Mate.
Well, they're not going to kick 4.
Michael Voss has called it early.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is just magnificent.
We'll explain to the listeners.
It is.
Look at
what? The best player on the ground will receive the wonderful meat tray supplied by Eliza Meats. And, you're salivating there, short pass.
Salivating. Don't you worry about that.
Let's not talk about that little lump in your jeans then, If short pass is salivating, there's
it's not because of the lump in his
You might be salivating out of something else. The ball out on the wing position, half forward for the Bombers. The ball brought back into play. Barrett wins that one only as far as Kingsbury. Handball back to Macari. Actually, the kick from 50 will go out of bounds and out of play. Out on the full, so Macari.
Eliza Meat sausages.
Just kicked it out in the full. It'll be Meehan to bring the ball back in for the Eagles.
Look at how thick those sausages are. They're magnificent.
Like a just think about what we've just been speaking about. It's not appropriate to talk about thick sausages.
Well, we're talking about Eliza
Meats. The ball kicked up to the wing position by Meehan. Finds its way over the back to Liam Harris. Just going to kick it up to a leading Clark. It's going to bounce. Who's there first? It's Mark Logan. Well done to drift back and help out his teammate. He goes with a quick one up towards half back. Finds Buchan. Goes with a short one inboard towards Macari. Takes a mark in front of his opponent. Looks up, he's got Bedford across the ground. He's going to go there now. It was off the side of the boot, so it's going to be a foot race. Bedford and Walk, the two quickest players on the field. Walk gets it, tries to do some shimmying inside and out. Handball, he's got support by Macquarie. He goes back to Walk now. He's just going to pump it in. He looks up, Lamb's going to fly against 2. Manages to bring it ball to ground. Quickly on it is Lamb. Gets well wrapped up by Northover. That's been a great battle today. Spills to Van Dyke. Harris tied in the pocket now. He's going to just send it to the centre of the ball. Someone will fly. It'll be Mark Logan. Nice fist. Spills to Fox. Spills to Sutton. He's quick. He can run through the middle of the ground now. Sutton, he does. He looks up. He's got Reynolds coming out on the lead. Carlin, well done by Martello to drift back and help him, but Longham quickly on it. Handball to Symes. Just drifted down by himself. Just come on. Cop one high. We'll get a free kick for it.
Fair enough. It was there.
It was there. Just caught one around the chops. Probably too far out to score against this breeze, I would have thought. He's going to set at sail, go as far as he can. It's going to fall short. Who's there? Nice fist from Meehan. Doesn't go through for a minor score though. Quickly on it is Monahan, just kicks it off the ground, looks for distance. Woodbridge on it quick. If he can get it, he's off. Unfortunately, the boundary line beats him to it. He goes out of bounds and out of play. We've played 16 minutes in this last term. Edithvale 10-13, 73. Lead Frankston by 25 points, 6-12, 48. That's on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. where the ball currently is, right in front of the boundary umpire to do the work and bring the ball back in. He's been good today, this boundary umpire. I've rated his throw-ins. Probably best on for me around the boundaries.
Maybe
so Jared Grant just extracts that footy from the huddle. You're too slow, short pass. Handball to Maguire. Carlin run off his opponent. He's got to pick it up. Manages to get a handball away, but only as far as Bedford. He's got a player in a square by himself. Was a poor kick. They've got a couple to choose from though, the Bombers. Whitley, one of them. Snap around the corner, kicks it. So a goal there for Frankston. They'll go to 7-12, 54 to Edith Vale's 10-13, 73. Still a little bit of hope for the Bombers. 16 and a half played. You're listening to Ada will be the voice of Peninsula football.
Empire Fitness is a new world-class facility located in Rosebud, providing state-of-the-art bodybuilding and fitness training with no joining fees and heavy discounts for the first 200 new members. Discover more at empirefitness247.com.au, a station sponsor.
And welcome back to Regents Park, where the Bombers have added another one. They'll go to 7-12, 54 to 10-13, 73. 19 points the difference on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. We've played 17 and a half minutes. The ball back in the middle of the ground. Wrapped up quickly was Macari, and the umpire again will come in and throw the ball up. They moved about 5 metres from that circle. Ruck work done by Barrett and Macari. Spills to ground now. Kick off the ground by Monaghan. Good. Just goes for distance. In a foot race is Bowden and Buchan. Buchan just gets the fist away. Manages to follow up with it. Handball to Amalfi. Handball to Fox. He's got Sutton. Goes there now. Shrugs one. He's got the pace. Turns them on. Goes up towards Longham. Just nudged under the footy by Martello. Umpire saw it. Was in a perfect position. 2 hands in the back, so Longham's going to be on the end of it. He goes with a kick up towards Whitley on the lead. Takes it. So Whitley got the opportunity to add his third and really give the Bombers a sniff. Michael Voss, you've called many games this year in the ladder, and you might have put the Moz on Eddie Asp if he can kick this.
They're not going to kick 4 goals against this Winlock. I'm sorry.
There's no win, Michael Voss.
So Whitley sets the ball sail now. He's not happy with it. It's going to fall short. Nice fist by Carlin to go out of bounds and out of play.
My sense of thought has gone since this meat train.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's getting moved because I just can't trust you with Am
I trusting you with a short pass?
No, it's going to sit in between. It's a handful of sausages. You love getting your mouth around a sausage.
So 18 and a half minutes played. Macari wins that one. Straight down to Sutton. Tries to extract the footy from Harris. Spills down towards Carlin. Tries to get out. Greeley off the ground. Just goes through for a minor score.
They're just coming and coming and coming, aren't they, Lachlan?
And Michael Voss keeps talking about that breeze, but there's absolutely none out there. It's died right off in this last quarter. 19 minutes played in this last term. It's 18 points the difference, 3 goals exactly. Maybe we could have a draw. O'Hanlon to bring the ball back in. Goes up towards the wing position. Fist, bodies met solidly. Walk wins that one, and Bedford just got him a bit high, so the free kick will go to Walk. So you feel just to settle, Enias need to kick a goal. He's going to go up to leading Lamb against Northover, who flies, spills to ground. They've got the runners, Edias. Can Paddocks get down and pick it up? He does now. Handball to Lamb. He's tied up against the boundary. He's going to take a good kick. It's working its way back.
Oh,
he kicked it! How has he kicked that? He was nearly out of bands, Tom Lamb. It come off the side of the boot, and the wind just did its work, and it went straight to the hay diddle diddle. So that's the karma for Edias. They go to 11-13, 79. And get that lead back out to 24 points, 4 goals.
Wowee.
Tom Lamb just backed himself, shrugged off Northover, was tight up against the boundary line, almost running on the Nissan Navara, and kicked a goal. So the Rye Hotel scoreboard reads 11-13, 79 to Frankston 7-13, 55. 20 minutes played in this last term of football. Well done, Tom Lamb.
If you were the great Collingwood mascot, you'd be putting your golden coat on, I reckon, because the fat lady Shizzer,
that was
singing.
And Tom Lamb has actually kicked 4 goals, considering it's been a difficult day for forwards as Sutton in the centre of the ground gets tackled. They've got it all to do now, Frankston. That's a good tackle applied once again. And the umpire's given a free kick. It's given a free kick to
Did you not see
Wade Symes.
Nearly extracted his head from his shoulders.
Well, there we go. There's a kick now by Jackson Burr out towards the half-forward line. The mark has been taken by Jared Grant. Jackson Burr just starting the onset of a mullet, by the way, too, I noticed before. As a kick towards centre half forward, Harnett couldn't take the mark, ball on the ground. He butters up Alex Harnett, he's tackled, and the umpire's given a free kick for maybe a tackle below the waist there, and he's going to take the free kick from about 40.
Now, Michael Voss, I understand rotations, but Frankston's best player today this last quarter has clearly been Dale Sutton.
Clearly been it.
And in the regards to this game, you can't take him off.
Got to take it on.
He's been their only player that looks like extracting the footy in the midfield out in this last quarter. As Harnett kicks a goal, but still, you can't take your best player this last quarter off the ground.
Play until you can't go anymore.
Especially when you're down, you've got to keep yourselves a sniff.
And your season's on the line.
I get if you're a little bit closer, you take them off for a couple of minutes to inject some speed, but when you're this far down, you've got to keep. It's all or nothing.
Yeah, I completely agree, but Frankston managed to get back to 3 goals. 11-13-79 to Frankston's 8-13-61. 21 and a half minutes played on the Rye Hotel scoreboard. Ball back in the middle. McCurry wins that one. Who's on it first? Liam Harris, but Boswood extracts the footy from him. He's quickly back on it. Is Harris, well wrapped up by Symes. The main umpire will come in, throw the ball back up. Only found its way about 15 metres from the centre circle. Get off the phone, Michael Voss.
Been a few goals kicked too, so I reckon this will go long this quarter.
So Wiley, nice tap down to Mullins, goes with a kick up towards Bowden. He's first on it in front of Buchan, shrugs him off too. Goes with a nice short one into Liam Harris. McCurry tried to get the fist in, strong hands by Harris. Handball back to Bowden. He's got an option in short as Batten sticks the one duke up, needed to go with 2. Well done, Mark Logan comes in with a fist. Bowden gets the footy, tries to run his way through Amalfi, couldn't. Gets a kick off the ground though. Spills to Page, nice handball to Boswood. He's got to run her out wide in. Burr sat it on his head. He's under pressure now. Walk just tackled him, and Burr dropped the footy. Unlucky then, Burr. Boswood put him under the pump with that handball and just couldn't do too much. We know Darcy Walk, he's very quick and has great forward pressure. Did exactly that. Extracted the footy from him, which meant he dropped it, which meant it was holding the ball, which means he's going to have a shot on goal.
Which means all of the above, Lockie Kelly.
Which means they maintain their spot in their spot in second spot on the one of the night.
Well, Darcy Walk will run in and kick from about 25 metres. It's a perfect spot to work this wins. Needs to start at left. He does that straight through the middle. Thank you very much, says Darcy Walk. Puts it back out to 4 goals. They'll go to 12-13-85 to Frankston's 8-13-61. Played 23 and a half minutes in this last quarter. You're listening to RWP, the voice of Peninsula football.
Mornington Peninsula Brewery love football as much as they love making world-class beer. That's why they're the sponsors of local footy. This season, treat yourself to a round of beer and a pizza at the Brewery Bar. Mornington Peninsula Brewery, 72 Watt Road, Mornington.
And welcome back to Regents Park. 23 and a half played in this last quarter. Edith Vale just keep managing to get one back every time Frankston looked like getting a run on. 24 points the difference. Ball still in the middle of the ground.
I don't think I've ever seen a scoreline like this. YCW currently 1 goal, 16-22.
That's
as opposed to 10-10-70.
That is just messy.
1 goal, 16. That's unbelievable. Bomb Beach up by 40 points, so they will win that game and they will be in with a chance with 2 games to go in this season. Amazingly to think a month ago they were gone, and that Cerrito game a month ago has changed the whole season.
It has. It certainly has, Michael Voss. It's put a massive damper on their season, isn't it?
Yeah, look, they're all of a sudden they're playing some reason. They're playing some footy that they're getting some players back, and all of a sudden they're a chance.
You didn't pick up on that, Vossy. I was stitching you up and trying to say they put a dampener on the season, but you didn't get it. As Symes runs down the wing, handball to Boswood, runs to 60, goes to the top of the square. Harnett plays O'Hanlon. Good body work by O'Hanlon. And Harnett tried to move him out of the way, just positioned himself well, O'Hanlon, and he's got the free kick for holding the man. So he's got Monaghan up on the wing position, goes there now, takes an uncontested mark in front of Bedford. Looks up, there's not a lot of numbers in front of him. He's got Barrett just running onto the ground. He's going to have to go up the line now to Bowden. He goes in that direction now, it's close to the boundary line. Does it stay in? No, it doesn't. It goes out of bounds on a full, so Buchan to bring the ball back in for the Bombers. Right in front of the commentary position here. Well done by Darcy Walk to notice it was play on. Just couldn't get the smother on it. Goes up towards half forward. Man, floats in from the side of the pack and takes a lovely one duca.
He's going to enjoy a steak tonight, I think.
I reckon there's every chance he's going to enjoy a steak tonight. He's been well and truly one of Eliza Meats's and Mornington Peninsula Brewery's finest players of the day. There's no doubt. He's going to go up towards half forward. Tom
flies again.
Nice work by Buchan. Spills to ground. And Batten is wrapped up by Northover.
Now, Michael Voss, just on that YCW score, have you got someone with you tonight, mate, to look after you and make sure you're okay? Rub your head, you know, all that? You going to be all right with it?
I'll be absolutely fine.
Okay, just checking, mate.
I'm just getting over the scoreline. I just can't believe that sort of. I've never seen that before in my life.
Oh, Lamb flies from behind, couldn't take the mark. He does. Somehow he managed to get the second and third grab on that. Takes a mark from about 35 out. He'll kick from 40 and has the opportunity to kick his fifth.
And we'll be able to follow this one off the boot too. It's great position for us. Like seeing these ones set sail, Lock.
Needs to start at left, work it back right, as he has all day. Sets a ball a sail now. Started at left, brings it back right, misses.
No, he's given it.
I think he's goal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Bent it like Beckham. I think it was past the post when we saw it go round.
All through for a minor score, in my opinion.
That's not what the umpire says.
No, he extends the lead out to 5 goals now.
And he kicks his 6th.
Is he making a late run for that magnificent meat tray?
No, he's not. He's kicked 5, but he's probably had about 8 kicks. So, yes, he's been good, but not best on today. Meehan has set them up across half-back. There's absolutely no doubt about that. We'll throw to you quickly, Peter Susovic. You got some live scores.
Division 2, some really good scores coming out. Taiba looking to extend their winning streak this year. 10-8, 68 against Devon Meadows, 7-17, 59.
7-17, geez, that's disappointing kicking for Devon. To the ball back in the middle of the ground. Wiley to do the ruck work against Macari. Wiley wins that one decisively. Mannix quickly on it. Fox just out of legs. Sits it to the top of the square. Lamb will fly with Barrett. Great mark, Corey Buchan. Against the flow, Buchan takes a really good mark. Goes out quickly towards Boswood. He's got Bedford all by himself. If he wants him, he ignores that. He's looking across the face of goal. He's going to go there now towards Bedford. Wasn't a great kick, just gets there, does Bedford. So Bedford just runs back at half back for the Bombers. Aaron Johns stands him up. Daniel Johns plays for Pines. Goes with a kick up towards a wing. Grant flew with the 1-juker. Nice mark by him. Looks across the ground. He's got Fox all by himself in the middle. Was a good kick. Finds him now. Looks to move it on quick. Shrugs around 2. Poor handball towards Greeley. So he's got to go back and butter up his work. Gets a footy. Goes with a quick kick snap forward. Finds a Tansy Martello though. Handball to Bowden. Handball back. Wasn't great. Finds Reynolds, who can kick a goal, but rushed it and kicks it through for a minor score.
Did you see Jared Grant's look at his face there when he took the mark? I reckon he looked straight at you,
He did.
Lock, did you see that, Lock?
I was just thinking that, Michael Boss.
It's all well and good.
He did that right in front of you, Lachlan Kelly.
His 5th or 6th.
I think it was.
So it really doesn't matter.
His first mark.
Because your side's lost and you've had probably no more than double figure touches today. Edith fell 13-13, 91 to Frankston's 8-14, 62, 28 and a half played in this last term. Ball at half back for the Eagles. Maguire goes with a kick up towards Wiley and Fox. 2 big mismatches. Wiley the biggest player on the ground. Goes with a quick kick up towards half forward. Nice fist by Malfi. Grant, handball to Amalfi. Across the ground, finds Page. Nice kick at half back for the Bombers. Looks for a sweeping handball, runs on, goes with one towards Boswood. Wasn't a great handball though, so it's too hot for him. Lucky Boswood does the buttering up, goes back to Page, who kept running, runs towards the wing position, goes up towards an half forward. Nice fist from Carlin. He finds a Tanzin Morris. He's got Meehan all by himself on the wing. There's a siren. Meehan was off. He probably could have run to 60 and just absolutely penciled in himself with that Eliza Meats.
Quite fitting that he finishes with the ball too, Lock, just
we
quietly.
played 29 and a half minutes in that last term. Edith Vale are victors, 13-13, 91 to Frankston's 8-14, 62. Well done to the to the Edith Vale Eagles. They come out victors. Boys, we'll quickly wrap this game up now because we know that our media men have to get out of here.
Yep.
Well done to the Edith Vale Eagles. They were just strong when they were against the wind, and that was the difference in the end. They linked up super against the flow of the ball, and Frankston just couldn't execute in that third term against with the wind, Michael Voss.
Yeah, and Edith Vale found a way to score against the wind as well, which is all part and parcel of why they won by 29 points. And we've got 2 games to go in this season, and it is going to be a great finish to see who finishes 4th and 5th, or 4th. The top 4's pretty much set. It's that 5th spot we're sort of waiting to see. Are we going to give our votes now?
Not yet. Adam, short pass Kelly, you got something to add on that?
No, not particularly.
Okay,
Lockie,
right, I thought you were pointing at something.
No, I'm